Everybody, welcome on back. It's You Got to Try This podcast with myself, Large. We got Ian Becker, the P&L wrecker behind the ones and twos, and a very special guest. By the way, I just pulled the cord up, and it made it sound like I'm gassy. I'm not, but I'll do it again. All right. This episode, we have a very special guest. It's Moobie. Yeah, Moobie. She's wonderful. Her real name is what Schrader again?
Maddie.
Maddie Schrader, but she goes by Moobie with everybody else. She has a show called In the Slot with one of her best friends, Kelly Trotta, who they call Smelly, which is unfortunate, but Kelly's a lovely young lady. And we may have a visit from Kelly during the interview, so that's good. Moobie's wonderful. She's one of when she had gone to the Vegas house, she basically was sent home early because she wasn't slutty enough. That's how I read it. And to me, that's a good sign. So I got Moobie on the show today. Is that fair to say?
And she's also, since it's a food podcast, she's the queen of the chicken Caesar salad rap.
Right. Yeah,
She's
she
doing a
loves
rap.
that.
She's doing a rap series now. She's not doing hip hop, but she's doing a rap series.
Imagine she was just doing rap videos, and then yeah, she'd probably fit in a little bit more in Las Vegas than you would think. But yeah, she so before she does come on, one of the things that she does, she talks with like a little bit of a weird voice where she kind of puts her lip out and like chicken Caesar salad thing. It's adorable. My daughter was very familiar with it before she'd even started here. Extremely popular on social media and whatnot. I'm really happy that she's coming in and spend a little bit of time with us. I'm looking forward to it very much. Ian, my pop has been in the hospital now for like 12 days. So I'm basically living in the Kimmel Pavilion for NYU over on First Avenue and 34th Street. I had to spend the night there a couple of times. I walked out of that place. I walked across the street. I didn't do it as a review because running on absolute fumes, bread and butter. And I went over to the counter and I said, "Can I get a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup on a hard roll?" Guy's like, "Yep, no problem." I may have had the best bacon, egg, and cheese that I've had in New York in 10 years. I don't know if I was starving. I don't know if he just got me at the right time, but I'm telling you, we can talk about it a little bit because I had somebody pop up in my DMs with a clip of somebody saying how he's more of a sausage, egg, and cheese guy than a bacon, egg, and cheese or a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. And I agree with him. I enjoy sausage on a breakfast sandwich more than bacon. But man, every now and again, especially when you haven't had one in a while, me and my older brother, when we went to LaSalle, we probably had bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches 3 times a week with a Yoo-Hoo, ice cold Yoo-Hoo, probably 3 times a week from the bodega on the corner of 2nd and 3rd Street. I just don't have them that often anymore. Going back to that well, man, it made my day. I'm very tempted, even though people have bacon, egg, and cheeses on rolls all around the world, just to say I felt like a quintessential New Yorker having that. Kind of sitting down in the shadow of the FDR Drive with a giant statue of a Dalmatian balancing a cab on its head. I'm sitting on a planter, having one in a beautiful spring day in New York before this 90-degree weather came in and absolutely ruined my life. And it was good. It was a good food experience. So I just want people to remember that when I'm sitting down in a very fancy restaurant with people that I love and having a very elevated meal, I'm extremely happy. But there's something to be said about sitting on a planter and having a BEC salt, pepper, and ketchup. It's a special experience. I talk about it in such a way, Ian, that I hope you're getting sick of it. I love to eat and I love to talk about food.
I was gonna say that you'd love the quintessential New York foods.
I really,
You really like to hit on those.
get me a knish right now. Go find me a knish. I never have knishes when I'm outside of New York. I love a potato knish. I love a slice of pizza that's thrown on the deck inside the oven. That is my favorite New York slice, and you can get it just about anywhere. And Dave will break it down granular, all that kind of stuff, whatever you want. A dirty water dog. We were talking about the death of relish online. I sent it to Ian. I was like, I think I want to talk about this. He's like, talk about it on social first, which makes the most sense. I put it out there about how Costco or one of these big box stores are doing their Memorial Day summer barbecue pack from Heinz. And it used to be ketchup, mustard, relish, and I believe barbecue sauce. Those were the 4 squeeze bottles. So you grab those and you bring them to your next barbecue. They did away with relish and added a second ketchup, and it broke my heart. And somebody had said, "Well, how do you take your hot dogs?" And I'm like, you know what? Jewish deli, I am deli mustard and kraut, and I love that. If I'm at home, I am deli mustard and relish, and I love that too. Chicago, I love a Chicago dog, which also has relish on it. And then if it's a dirty water dog out on the street, I'm those soubrette onions and mustard. All those experiences light a different little part of my brain and just make me feel happy for, and I'm eating a tube steak that's made of lips and assholes. I don't care. It brings more joy to me than a lot of the school plays I had to sit through in my life. So, by the way, can we become Team Relish? I'm trying to bring back Russian dressing. I just did a great sandwich at a place in Hawthorne, New Jersey called Angelina's. The name of the sandwich, I believe, is called the Malibu. They're homemade chicken cutlets, which, by the way, the guy came out and gave me a chicken cutlet before the thing even started, and which is always a good sign. They didn't know who I was. Nobody knows who I am for the most part. So it's not like, they were treating me special. They just make you feel like part of the family. And I had this chicken cutlet with ham, some sort of cheese on it, and just covered in Russian dressing. And it's great. You can't make Russian without relish. Tartar sauce relish. People put it in tuna and chicken salad. All these things that you have that have relish in them. Let's bring relish back. You never tried it until you had it with me at Rutt's Hut.
And yeah, I've never had traditional relish like you're talking about.
Right, pickle relish. Anywho, it'd break my heart if all of a sudden relish goes away because I tend to get kind of weepy and think about foods and stuff like that way too much.
You need more relish in your diet. You need more Russian in your diet.
More Russian, more relish. I don't know what else I'm carrying a torch for.
Anything else that starts with an R?
Anything, yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe I get way too much roast beef in my diet. Well, think about that. I can tell you what I don't want in my diet. One of the guys that I love on the Food Network, his name is Alton Brown. People probably know him. Alton is very popular. And he had did some other piece of content, perhaps a podcast. I don't know. I only saw the clip of it. And his death row meal was very good. When it got to the dessert part, he wanted a sleeve of Girl Scout cookies. He didn't tell which ones he wanted, but the graphic had put up Thin Mints. And he said, alongside that, I want, and which, listen, I love Girl Scout cookies too. So I don't begrudge him for putting that on his death row list. And by the way, the rest of his list was crazy, like all over the map, just delicious foods from everywhere. I was like, "Ooh, I want that. I want that." Then he's like, Girl Scout cookies. I was like, "Ooh, I could do that too if I'm about to be put to death." He's like, and right next to an ice cold glass of heavy cream. And I was like, "Oh, what? I mean, come on, man. Just have a fucking glass of milk too." So that kind of threw it out. I've asked Alton to come on the show, reach out to his people. Hopefully one day we can have him on the show because again, I'm a huge fan. But when he does, I'm gonna fucking give it to him for that.
It's
Cookies and heavy cream. Stop.
it's funny that you bring this up because we just got a DM yesterday
Oh, really?
from Krieg Brugler. Krieg Brugler. What a name, by the way.
That's great.
Love that. He DM'd us this clip and said, "Get him."
Alton,
Yes.
same clip I'm talking
Same
about.
clip you're talking about. And Krieg, believe me, we're trying.
Yeah, I mean because I think people who watch this know that I was a fan of the original Iron Chef with the old school guys, and it was filmed in either Japan, I think, yeah, in Japan, in Kitchen Stadium. Alton had taken that mantle as the host of Iron Chef America, and on top of his good eats and all that, I just like him. I find him to be infinitely interesting. He's an intelligent guy, and I think he's pretty funny too. But cookies and milk is the way to go, not cookies and ice cold heavy cream. You're just trying too much. Oh, I'd rather buttermilk than heavy. Stop. Just have some fucking milk. And you're a big milk dude.
Yeah, we
2%?
we no fat free skim.
Ugh.
Yeah,
So
just
you're the opposite
people
side.
make fun of me. Oh, you're just drinking colored water, yada yada.
Yeah.
I've heard it all, but you're not going to change me.
And you drink a lot of it.
I do.
Yeah. So it's
2 to 3 gallons a week.
You drink 2 to 3 gallons a week.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said that on Roan.com, and he was like, "That's
Wait,
a
you
lot of
drink
milk."
2 to 3 gallons of milk a week?
Yes,
Cool.
like
I mean,
like every meal. Like it goes with breakfast. It goes with whatever I'm eating. There's very few things that I won't eat with milk.
And I'm not throwing stones because you're in good shape. I shouldn't be giving you any kind of advice. It just seems I have a family of, depending on when my kids are in school or not. So if I'm a family of 3 or 4, thinking that one of them is gonna be away, I go through a gallon of milk a week for 4 people. If all 5 of us is there, sometimes because we get it delivered, we have a milkman. Imagine that. So every
I'm
Wednesday,
jealous.
guy comes in, drops it into the box, and just 1 gallon. That's all. I know I'm going to take down a gallon a week. Sometimes I need to complement it by buying just a small container of milk, but 3 to 4 gallons of milk a week is outrageous. That's more outrageous to me than Alton Brown having ice cold heavy cream and Girl Scout cookies.
I think I might have, like, a quart with every meal. I think that's the math of it. Like, you know those
Yeah, okay.
the skinny things that they sell in the I'll walk out with 2 of those, and I'll pour it if you pour it into a big cup, it fills up the cup, it has half the bottle gone, so 2 cups of milk, that's the whole bottle of milk.
What happens if it goes, because my idea, my bugaboo or whatever with milk, I can only drink it if it's ice cold. So if you're
Same.
making dinner and you're putting it out there, you can't put ice cubes in milk. Does it get warm or okay?
I don't pour the milk until the food is plated.
Okay. Okay. So you are keeping it cold.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The idea of you drinking 3 to 4 gallons of semi-warm,
I
non-fat milk is
People who put their
disgusting
milk
to
in the
me.
microwave, I that's, like, so foreign to me. I can't even imagine drinking hot milk.
Yeah, warm milk before bed. I know some people do
Ugh,
that.
ugh.
I've never been a proponent of that. I don't drink a ton of milk, and when I pick my spots with it, it's for very specific foods. I couldn't do it at every meal like you do. And then sometimes I just have a glass of milk sometime around bed because that's when I don't know, my body feels like having a glass of milk. I can sometimes slake that thing with a nice scoop of ice cream too, by the way.
It also depends with what I'm eating it with, like, if I'm having pasta, that's an easy half-gallon meal.
Oh,
That's
really?
like
Oh, milk and pasta, though. That's where anything with acid, I think most of the people listening to this would say, even though it would be an acid neutralizer, it just doesn't go. It just doesn't go for me.
I
I
mean,
mean, okay.
I feel like
What?
that's one of the more normal ones, like milk and
Oh,
spaghetti, like,
no, it's
people
not.
that
It's not.
well,
Milk and spaghetti. Oh,
no,
okay.
that's on the more normal end of my spectrum. I'll go milk with dumplings, lo mein I'll go milk with Chinese food.
Milk and Chinese food. Okay. What is the, do you draw the line? Do you do milk and Taco Bell?
Uh, yeah, I probably would.
So we were just talking to Jason. He came in. It's his 30th birthday. He just had some Taco Bell for lunch. Not that he celebrates every birthday with Taco Bell. And we were kind of going over our orders, and I was wondering,
I would, but I think that one I would probably go water, though.
water, okay,
Like,
because you're not a soda guy.
no.
Like normally, just to have like a treat or something like that. But otherwise, it's not like you have it at every dinner. Alrighty. Well, milk and water. That's what's going to get you through this. Another thing that a lot of people were talking about this week. I know Rico's. A lot of people within the firm were talking about it too. That the company, not the firm. Was that whole Pizza Hut revival, the old school thing. We were, by the way, shout out to Joe Isadori for letting us into Arthur and Sons. Um, he has the old school Pizza Hut lamps up that he bought on eBay somewhere. And it just brought me back to kind of sitting down in an old school Pizza Hut and the great experiences that I've had there without even remembering what the food was like. So some gentleman is bringing them back, and Ian and I are going to make it a point to go to one of those things just to see if nostalgia will be able to bring that brick and mortar thing back. And I'm hoping it does. I'm really, really hoping that that's what it does. What else do we need? So we have movie coming up right now. No, not right now, but in a couple of minutes. And before I get to her, just a little message from our sponsor, and this one's from Jack Pocket. Ordering lottery tickets has never been easier. Thanks to our partners, Jack Pocket. Whether you like to order Powerball, Mega Millions, scratch off tickets, you can order them all on the Jack Pocket Lottery app. Jack Pocket makes ordering tickets quick, simple, and secure. And here's the best part. If you're new to Jack Pocket, they've got a special offer just for you foodies. Download the Jack Pocket app, sign up using code Try This, and new Jack Pocket customers who deposit $5 will get $10 in lottery credits instantly. That's right, $10 in credits instantly when you deposit $5 on Jack Pocket, which is America's #1 lottery app. So again, Jack Pocket Lottery app, download, register using the code Try This, deposit $5, get $10 in lottery credits, and then just play the lottery with that $10. And if you ever want to play the lottery because you're driving down the highway and you see the Powerball Mega Millions is up to $1 billion, you can just do it on your phone. You don't got to run down to the bodega. I think it's a pretty cool app. I'm very happy to be involved with them. Try this when you sign up. $5 gets you $10. Play the lottery. And by the way, if you win a ton of money, buy me something cool. Buy Ian a gallon of milk and buy me something pretty. What else you want to talk about, Ian, before we bring out Moobie? Anything we need to do?
I
Oh,
mentioned the DM from Krieg.
from Krieg, yes.
Obviously, we look at our DMs, we watch
They
those.
make the world go round. Your DMs, your subscriptions. Listen, go take your mom's phone, go to YouTube and subscribe to You Got to Try This. Honestly, I need everybody to subscribe to You Got to Try This on YouTube.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all
All
platforms
that
on your
stuff.
mother's phone.
Yeah, go down. Yeah, that's terrible to do, but I'm saying do it. Go back and just sign up. So that way your mom, every time that I eat a sandwich or something like that, she gets to see me. But honestly, the numbers help us a lot. Do we have a letter? Because you can leave in a question with a 5-star review wherever you can leave comments in, and we'll try to get to one every episode. What do you got for me, Ian?
This one is from PCJ518, 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
Nice.
Thank you. He's taking his daughter to New York City. I love the pod and have pretty much followed everything you've done since Barstool Breakfast.
Oh, nice.
My daughter chose to go to New York for this year for her birthday instead of some party or gifts, and I'm looking for some recommendations for us. She's turning 9, and we are from Chicago, looking for ideas on what to do, where to eat, what neighborhood to stay in. Thank you as always, and keep doing what you're doing. Love everything. And I think I already know where you might be going with this answer because we do have a map of all the places we've
I
been
think
in
that's
New
the
York.
easy answer. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll try to tailor something a little bit more, but 9-year-old girl, I'm a little bit out of the game with that for a while because my daughter's now 16. Um, I gotta be honest. So since he's coming from Chicago, he's already coming from a great food scene. So I don't have to tell him he's getting something that he wouldn't necessarily be able to get in Chicago. If somebody tells me they're from, you know, Dubuque or something like that, maybe I would have to get a little bit more in the weeds. I will tell you, I always find a little bit of a difference between Chicago Italian and New York Italian. And I did really feel like almost an Arthur Avenue type feel when we went to Arthur and Sons there in the West Village. I'm it may seem like I'm glazing Joe, but I went in there and I had a great thing, and it seems like it's a little lively and whatnot. It's the type of place that might make a big deal out of a young girl's birthday. You know, obviously people will send you like Serendipity and all these other places, but I'm thinking, yeah, so Joe's would be great for that. Um, Also, if you take her to one of these iconic pizza places that's going to be around forever, like, you know, John's on Bleecker, as she grows up, she's going to hear about these things. And you probably want to, you know, take her to a place, be like, oh, yeah, my dad took me there for my 9th birthday. One of these iconic type places. And I think, you know, taking your daughter out to get a couple of, you know, pitchers of soda and a couple of pies is pretty safe, and then you kind of go around the West Village. Either way, I think that maybe Italian is the way to go because I always see little differences between Chicago pizza and New York pizza, and it's something that could be a talking point with you. I had made a point many episodes ago that my buddy was looking to do the same thing with his son. He was looking to do a dinner with him every year since the kid had turned 10. And I said, I've had your son over my house, and it's unbelievable that a kid 9 or 10 years old eats his meat medium rare. This kid was like a real carnivore. So ever since he was 10, he takes his son to a different restaurant. And now the kid, a different steakhouse. Now the kid is 22, and it's become just a regular thing for the past 12 years. Without mom, me and dad go out to a steakhouse, and it's something they can do for the rest of their lives. I would love to see this guy find out what his daughter's, you know, favorite thing is, and pizza's kind of an easy one to do. Go out to a different hot pizza parlor every year. No matter where she is, and no matter where you are, when you get together, you can make that happen. And it'd be something that'd be kind of regular. So pizza just jumps to my head just because I don't know your daughter's palate. Maybe she's somebody who enjoys, like, you know, sushi. So you're going to go to a different omakase every year. A little young for an omakase. I'd like to do it more than a one-off, try to make it a tradition. So I don't know if her favorite meal is spaghetti and meatballs. Go grab it at Joe's, Arthur and Sons, and do a different spaghetti and meatball place every year. Like, you know what I mean? Turn it in from a birthday to a tradition. I would highly recommend that. But to Ian's point, everywhere we've ever went is on this map. It's an interactive map. You just zoom in on New York and you can kind of see, and then maybe be like, oh, you know what? Large did a chicken sandwich. My daughter loves chicken sandwiches. Then you go and you take her to the top 3 chicken sandwiches in New York City. Something like that, right? Like make it a little more themey than sitting down and having someone come in, Mama San, it's your birthday, which I have no problem with, but yeah.
And another part of this question was like, what neighborhood should you stay in? I'll tell you what neighborhood you shouldn't stay in. Nothing against Queens, but we just haven't really been to Queens.
I don't like, so I've said this before on the show. Growing up in Brooklyn, we border Queens. There is no bridge or river separating Brooklyn and Queens, and there is no bridge or river separating Queens and the rest of Long Island. Brooklyn, Queens, and what we know as Long Island are all on Long Island. See, I didn't say in Long Island there. I'm starting to learn. So, for some reason, growing up, we would always look east. So I know more about New York, know more about Manhattan, Staten Island, of course, Brooklyn and the Bronx than I do about Queens. So I'm just no help there. It's a blind spot for me. I want to change that because Queens, according to Andrew Zimmern, is one of the greatest food towns on its own in the world. I'm just never there. And as we get to the summer, it's short traffic going anywhere. No, I was always looking west. It's short traffic going anywhere east out towards the Hamptons.
Who said Queens is?
Zimmern.
Zimmern.
Yeah.
Got it.
Did I
Not-
say
n-
Zimmerman? Yeah, I'm all fucked up today.
But
I'm on
but
my nephews.
yeah, so maybe avoid Queens. Maybe don't stay in the upper west side, upper east side, because we only hit a couple places there. If you're in Midtown and Lower Manhattan, you're going to be surrounded by places that Large and I have gone to and put out reviews of. You could even bounce over to Hoboken from Lower Manhattan and check
Right.
out Fiore's if you want.
Yeah,
I think
or
I think
like if
that's your best bet for where to stay.
if she's a hot dog girl, like think about 9-year-olds. Like, what are they eating? Chicken fingers. And perhaps this girl is extraordinary and she's got like a big time palate. Let's say she just loves hot dogs. And all of a sudden you take her to Gray's Papaya, then you take her to Rutt's Hut, and then you take her to a couple of these places and you have like a little glizzy tour with the girl. I'm probably overthinking this now. But either way, at least I've given him some ideas on what to build off of. Anything else we need to touch before we get to Moob?
I think as the arbiters of food in the Barstool universe,
We are.
we are.
Or are we
Um,
not? I don't
no,
know. I don't know if I trust a lot of the people.
I think we are. I'm obviously biased. I'm putting that one out to the listeners.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we have not we. I
Mhm.
feel like you have a little bit of expertise
Thank
to,
you. I
to
appreciate that.
food.
Right. You milk drinking son of a bitch.
Now, so let's Barstool universe. Let's go to Jersey Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he's doing his stuff with the T Bush Gaming guys. That's the new Call of Duty team that Barstool has that just won a championship. So congrats to them. If you
They
go,
won a championship in video games?
not cooking, yeah, not they.
No, but what did they get in a room with
they-
a bunch of other people
Yeah,
playing
no, they
video
won
games?
a Call of Duty major. Like, so they're doing very successful. Mook is doing stuff with them.
Oh, Mook never sleeps. I was on that show. I love that kid.
Yeah,
I
Mook-
love Jerry too. But I'm curious.
So
because I don't know
it's an
this.
interesting crew that was there. It's Sass, Mook, Jerry, and then Jerry's friends and their gamers. So
Oh, okay.
it's
Is Sass a gamer?
Sass is very much a gamer.
And Mook is very much a gamer also.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to date myself, but there were things where you had like 3 Pac-Man machines next to each other and people would compete on Pac-Man. Are they all sitting on easy chairs on the same thing? Are they playing against each other?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they're
Trying to kill each other with guns.
playing against other teams from like Saudi Arabia, from all these places. Like,
Really?
this is like a worldwide Call of Duty like event
Okay.
that they just won. Anyways,
Yep.
I bring this up because they had a team cookout, a barbecue, if you will,
Oh,
and
okay.
Jerry was on the grill.
That's where that was from. I had seen that.
Listen, if any of the chicken's raw, do me a favor. When you bite it, right? If it's raw, just throw it out. Don't tell me it's raw, because I really don't give a fuck.
Jerry's on the grill, and he says something that I don't know if I've ever heard someone who's cooking ever say before. Like, usually they say like, "Oh, if you get something rare, like give it to me, I'll toss it back on the grill or
Of
something."
course.
Jerry goes, "Hey, if you get a rare piece of anything and it's undercooked or whatever, I don't want to hear about it. don't tell me.
Throw it away, he said, and then come back for something else, try something new. And again, Jerry was on the show. We talked about his love for crack and heroin. I think went from crack to heroin. We talked about a lot of stuff about rice and beans. I talked about his grandma and all that stuff. I think Jerry is awesome. That's a wild take, man, because if something is too rare, I wouldn't throw it away. Like if I was at Jerry's place, I'd be like, "Hey, can you just throw this on for a couple of seconds?" I think he was just sick of people complaining, maybe, like, or saying, "Hey, listen, nothing's going to come out perfect because I don't know who you are. I've never cooked for you before. So if it's close, just take it or shut the fuck up." But it's a wild thing saying, "Hey, if I cook this particularly too rare, there is a definitive way to make things less rare, and that's to add more heat." And I think that in Jerry's heart of heart, he would obviously do that, throw it on the grill to do it. But when someone comes and say, "This is a little bit overdone," there's nothing I can do. I can't take heat away. I can always add some.
It's kind of brilliant because in Jerry's head, he's the best chef. He's the best barbecue guy in the world. No one's ever had a fucking complaint.
Right. Sometimes you go to restaurants and you'll notice there's no salt and pepper on the table. It's because these chefs, or these people get very upset when you use soy on their perfectly, crafted piece of nigiri, right? I typically don't play by those rules. If you want a little bit more salt, I think you should have the option to add a little bit more salt and pepper. Sometimes it pisses off real chefs when you season their food when they think it's expertly seasoned. Maybe this is that case with Jerry, but I think Jerry's like, you know what? I just want to get to eating. So everyone make a plate, sit down, and shut the fuck up. So the slightly nicer way of saying that is saying, just throw it away. Don't mention it to me. I mean, I can remember my brother was on the grill at his house, this giant tenderloin snaking along the top of his grill as it's coming up to temperature, while the Italian chevalots, those pinwheels, are actually on the grill proper, just kind of roasting off. And it's just meat upon meat upon meat. And his daughter, Grace, who actually just graduated college, congratulations to Grace. She had a friend there who came over and said, "Mr. McCarthy, I'm a vegetarian." And Terrence looked at her and said, "There's some hot dog buns over there, and we'll put out some birthday cake in a little while." So I think there's a good way of saying stuff and a bad way of saying stuff. And I think Jerry took some of the sting off of it without putting too many people to getting in their feels. All right. I think we should go to Moobie, to be honest with you. So again, Maddie Schrader, she's been here at the company now for a couple of years, host of In the Slot, and does a bunch of stuff. So without further ado, here's Moobie. All right, so this is you got to try this. As promised, we have Moobie in the house.
Hi.
Moobie's real name is Maddie Schrader. My real name is Mike McCarthy. No point during this interview are we going to say, "Hey, Maddie. Hey, Mike. How you doing?"
Totally.
The only person that's going to be talked about in his given name is Ian Becker, the P&L wrecker. Moobie, you have been at Barstool how long?
I think I'm coming up on my 2-year, maybe 3-year. I was an intern going into my senior year of college. So graduated 2024. That was 2023. It's 2026.
It is 2026.
So 3,
I could say that.
I guess, but
Which
full
is-
time, maybe.
It's crazy how quick it goes.
Totally.
I'm here 8 years.
Wow.
And I could guarantee you that I've only been here 5 or 6.
Totally.
I'm definitely here 8 years. So it does fly by. The way that we had met is I had got drunk. I had DM'd you that I had taken a bunch of Viagra and that I had asked you to come to my suite.
Yeah.
So is that not I'm
It's
sorry,
really
it's the other
weird.
story.
I was like,
but,
who's this guy?
but we met sort of early into your career.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just let people know In the Slot is the main thing that if you wanted to promote anything, it would be In the Slot.
Yes. That's what me and my best friend Kelly have a podcast, In the Slot. It's just 2 girls in their 20s gabbing about good times and laughter and,
Right.
Trying to give advice, but also what do we know?
Yeah.
And my channel is Moobie, or my page is Moobie, and then my Instagram is like Maddie Schrader.
I think that Kelly is wonderful.
She's the best.
I honestly do. I think that she's wonderful, and her family is friendly, and that's how I had met you guys. That's how I introduced myself to you guys.
Yes.
It's all coming back to me now. It was 5 years ago. And a friend of mine, Rich Dunphy, who's out in Long Island, and they used to, I think, vacation with Kelly's family, maybe in like St. Croix or something, or St. Croix, maybe.
Something like that.
So that's how I introduced myself to you guys, and obviously followed you every step of the way. We haven't had too much cross stuff. I didn't make it to like the beach house
No.
or anything like that. I didn't make the
You
final
gotta
cut
do it.
for
You
any of
gotta
that
get
shit.
out there, Vegas.
How terrible would I have been at the Vegas house?
I don't think as bad as, some of the other men that were out there, right? Like, it's not, I think it would have been great. I think, do you like to party and go out?
So I'm a functional alcoholic. I've been
Yeah.
that way for 40 years, but I'm also a married father of 3 who's 54.
Rico married?
Rico, yeah. I'm older than Rico. I have gout flare-ups often. I don't think being out there with Kadick, and Mike Kadick is the offensive lineman that we had on a couple of months ago, who kind of became my spirit animal for a cup of coffee. I don't know if I would have been able to survive out there just with the temptation of trying to keep up with Mike.
Yeah, I mean, they are a different breed. Kelly was out there for the full week too. I actually got sent home early because I was too normal, nice, and had a boyfriend.
But isn't that good?
I was so relieved, honestly, when I got the text, and then Dave texted me and was like, sorry to give you the boot, but like, hope no hard feelings. And I was like, no hard feelings. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, Vegas is supposed to be a weekend trip, not an 8-day bender. So I was just so happy to like take a deep breath and go on the flight home, honestly.
The best view of Las Vegas is in a rear view window.
Yeah.
Right? Like on your way out, being like, and same thing with Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Down in New Orleans, like handing the guy your ticket to get on not that anyone hands tickets anymore, but when I was coming back from my first Mardi Gras, I had the shakes.
Mhm.
Like my body was rejecting beer. So I went to Hurricanes because that seemed like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Where's your booze game now? How old are you?
I'm 23, which
Okay.
is crazy. I feel so young. I feel like I should be older, but I guess, I'm living in my young
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 24 in July. And I definitely drink a lot. I think I drink more post-grad than in college because I was an athlete. So we didn't really have that much, go out on a Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe senior year was like, I'm going to have a glass of wine with my girls.
Right.
But we were really kind of like restricted besides the Saturday nights when we would maybe win. We didn't really win a lot. But, we would go hard at Mahoney's, our Irish pub. And
Where did you go to school?
we went to Marist College.
Marist College in Poughkeepsie,
in
New York.
Poughkeepsie. It's
Right.
my-
The Marist Red Fox?
Yeah, the Red Foxes. Put them up. Put 'em
Absolutely.
up.
Throw it up there. But you were a sick athlete?
Yeah.
I'm led to believe.
Yeah.
And which sports again?
At lacrosse in college, but I played soccer, basketball, and lacrosse. Female athlete of the year at my high school. No big deal.
Nothing.
No
Yeah.
big deal. But it was COVID. So I'm one of those COVID high schoolers that is like, I didn't get graduation.
I worked on a training desk with a young lady who's probably a mother of 5 now. Who knows? Her name was Wick Stanwyck.
Ooh.
And the Stanwyck family are legendary Long Island, I believe, lacrosse family.
And their names are like steel, copper, and metal.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like it's I believe like Wick is Wycliffe, by the way, one of the nicest people you've ever met in your life. But when I was introduced to her brother, they all have right off the Mayflower names.
Yeah.
It's like
I think it's literally steel is one for sure.
It's definitely Steel, but another one, is
Not
like
to mention the name Wycliffe Stanwyck.
Wycliffe Stanwyck.
It's pretty crazy too.
That is, I mean
That's probably where they got it from.
it does kind of. She's not poor, right? You don't name like poor kids Wycliffe Stanwyck, but that's when I had learned how. Because coming from Brooklyn, I never really appreciated lacrosse. It didn't exist where I grew up. And then when I went to college, I went to Notre Dame. So we had like a lacrosse program that just came into its own, and now it's pretty good from what I understand.
Really
but even then, like nobody was into it. And living in northern New Jersey now, it's fucking everything.
It's literally everything. And it's such a East Coast, Long Island, Maryland is huge. And then even like Florida is taking over. Now California, it's such like an elitist sport. I feel like without being like golf or tennis, it's like, I'm going to get my girls into lacrosse and get them running.
Where did you grow up?
Jersey.
Okay, where?
Like the Princeton area. I always say Central Jersey, even though no one thinks it exists, but it is Central Jersey. It's like by Trenton across the Delaware River.
Trenton makes the world takes.
Yes, that bridge.
Ian will be there next week. His brother is a offensive lineman in Princeton. So we should probably say on the show right away, congratulations to Scotty. He's graduating from Princeton.
Congratulations. I was just at Princeton for the Marist men's lacrosse game. They made it to the first round of the NCAA tournament and they lost because Princeton was really good.
He's rigging the register a little bit, doing a 50-year down in Rice.
Oh.
I think he's being paid in fentanyl.
Oh.
Did you miss that whole thing? You missed the whole NIL thing, but was there a chance that somebody like you with a big personality could have got a couple of shketties?
Yeah, totally. But I definitely missed it. I think it was just becoming a thing. Also, like Marist NIL athlete, I feel like it wasn't really like the Clemsons and the ACC big schools.
Right.
I feel like that's where it kind of came into to fruition. But I worked for Barstool my senior year. So I was like basically like I felt like a millionaire in Poughkeepsie. I was like, who wants shots
Yeah.
at Mahoney's? Like, I was just doing my own thing.
You had a pretty big social media following before you even started at Barstool.
Pretty big.
What did that?
It was basically just me. So I was a waitress, and it was kind of when like no one was posting day in the lives on TikTok. No one was really doing that yet. I kind of hit it at a good time. And I was just sort of documenting myself waitressing and like running on the turf because I was an athlete. And I always thought it was funny. Like I grew up watching YouTube and people like Cody Ko and Emma Chamberlain, and just like I knew I could make people laugh. I always had a Finsta and people would swipe up. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll just record myself. And I was determined to get to 10,000 followers going into my junior year.
Right.
And I did that. I think my mom was at like 8,000 follower, and she was like, okay, like do it. And I just kept posting and posting and posting. I called my audience Jim. It was like my gym army. And I was like, hey Jim, how we doing? I kind of talked in a little Western accent like this. People thought I was literally Southern. And I just kept posting. I think I got like 52,000 followers when Barstool found me and like watched me a little bit. I like vlogged my spring break for lacrosse. We went down to coastal Carolina. And then I was an intern. I was the content intern, which I was like, this is huge. I got to do this. Like Jack Mack followed me. I thought I was legit.
Huge.
I mean, it was huge. And being a Barstool athlete was a thing at the time. It was like
we just started the Barstool athlete thing. Yeah.
So putting like Barstool athlete in your bio was like legit.
Yeah.
And I think I did that. And then I got the internship, and basically coming into Barstool, I was like deer in headlights. But I basically was like, all I got to do is just post. I had no clue who anybody was. Brandon Walker was still here. Big Cat was still here. The office was
before the Exodus. Yeah.
And it was before like Dave bought the company back too. So I saw that, which I thought was really cool in person. Like him and Erica being like, just bought the company back for $1.
Yeah.
It was a really cool time to work here. And I just kept posting and talking about chicken Caesar salad. And I would stay up the front because I was nervous to go back there. And then I think Dave like shouted me out when he was like, let go of half the company, but he was like, we're still hiring moobs. We just hired moobs. Everyone's like, F Moobie.
Yeah, that works well. That works well with fans at home. Yeah,
like, they just shouted you out. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But I was able to go back to college my senior year and just continue to post and play. And then it's history ever since, Large.
I hear you. I'm backing up a little bit. You said you were a waitress. What type of restaurant were you at? This is a food podcast. We will touch on food every now and again.
It was like an everything American, a little bougie though. Like they definitely were expensive. That's why I wanted to work there, because I knew the checks would kind of like get up.
Sure.
I guess it was like an Italian mixture restaurant, because we had like crab cakes and they also had steak.
Okay.
So I probably should know. But honestly, I was really underqualified to be
It's
there.
not a good sign.
Yeah.
When somebody asks, how long were you a waitress there?
Just one summer.
Okay. So that's your saving grace.
Yeah.
But if you were to say every summer since I was 13 and I tell you what type of food is it, and you're not, don't mention the place then.
No.
Because if it's that forgettable, then it is that forgettable.
I was totally underqualified too. I sort of like weaseled my way in. Like I said that I was a waitress at a golf course before, which I was, but I was technically a bev cart girl. Yeah. So like, but I had great personality and I loved connecting with people. And I just went there. I didn't want to be a lacrosse coach during the summer. All my siblings did that. That was kind of like the thing. And I was like, can I apply to be this? And usually you go like hostess, busser, hostess, waitress. And I was like the first ever hired waitress, like right away. And I felt sick.
No big deal.
And I did great. I raked it in. I got 2 letters back to the restaurant that were like, we had the best waitress, Maddie. And it was so fun. I love connecting. It was like a little game.
Does it switch up now? So now that you're so wealthy and whatnot, so well known, and everyone here has said, we're not that close. We're very friendly. But the people here who are closer to you than me have all said that you've changed, right? And not for the better. So now that you have been in the service industry, and obviously I'm kidding, you're one of my favorite people here, which I say once an episode. Do you treat waiters and waitresses different just because you've been behind there? Like definitely. I find that I don't act at restaurants. I don't act the fool at restaurants because all the time that I've spent on cooking lines and as a bartender and all that stuff. Has it changed you even for that little bit of time because you know what a jerk is when it's a jerk?
100%. And I'm also the person, like when I'm with my sisters, to be like, she must have 4 in the back. She's like making those
Oh,
references,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Order up.
She slammed. Or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
86 crab cakes, mate. Like I'm making those and they're like, you fucking waitress for
For
one summer.
yeah, you don't even know what they had.
But I love making those references because you do feel a little bit like, oh, I know that. Like
You're in the industry.
challenge. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in the service industry. And yeah, I like to respect my waitresses and waiters too because, you know, it's not their fault.
All right, so a little break in the action to talk to you guys about Marzetti. Do you put ranch on everything? Of course you do. Now everything you put ranch on has protein. Ranch on everything? Protein on everything. Easiest protein ever. This just might be the most delicious way to get a little more protein in your diet. With 3 to 4 grams of protein per serving, you can sneak a little protein into your food routine. Veggies, tots, nugs, anything else you bathe in ranch is now proteinified. Want to boost the protein? All you have to do is literally nothing but eat ranch. So visit marzetti.com/protein to learn more, or find Marzetti protein ranch dressing and dip at your local grocery store, refrigerated by the fruits and vegetables. That's the hack. All the good stuff is over in the refrigerated section by the fruits and vegetables. That's where you'll find Marzetti products, particularly the Marzetti protein ranch. Go try some today, and let's get back to Moobie. What's your game like in the kitchen?
Pretty good. I've been trying to get on my cooking grind. I'm not really good at meal prepping. My roommate's like a meal prep fanatic every week, has her breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I try to make like one big meal and then have it through the week.
Okay, something that you don't hate so you can continue to it.
I'm not that good at cooking steak. Air fryer is my best friend.
Really?
I love a little chop salad, a little chop everything fine, just put it in a bowl.
I don't agree with that.
Really?
Like I don't want to fight with you because I like you, like I'd said. I don't like the slop bowl culture that's happening now. It seems like everyone started with the chopped sandwiches where they take a perfectly good Italian hero, they put it onto a table, chop it up and put it in. You would think as I get older, I would gravitate towards that because I'd want to chew less.
Yeah.
But it seems like people are chewing my food for me.
Totally.
I do like to see certain things on the plate. It doesn't mean that you won't see me in Cava or you won't see me in places like that. My daughter loves it.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly at that place. But something had happened where we no longer have to be on a plate where I see like my meat and my 3
it's
sides.
Like a bowl. Everything is kind of a bowl now.
Is that
Taco
cool
bowl,
with you?
Burger bowl.
It's only bowls
yeah,
now.
you're so right.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it just makes it easier instead of like, let me make the bun. Or I guess you know I'm making the bun. But yeah,
I like to turn the
nice.
lights down every now and again just to make it a little more intimate.
This is the lights down low segment.
Yeah,
of the pod.
exactly.
Oh.
Cricket Wireless, and we don't pay the electric bill. No, I think that it makes sense, and particularly for people who are at a desk all day, it makes even more sense. But I don't know if there's a lot of cuisines that I love where I bring my face to the food as opposed to the food to my face.
Yeah.
And all those bowls, I kind of get over it.
Like,
I'm kind of
dog
in there,
food a
kind of
little.
doing my thing.
I think the sandwich is kind of being forgotten.
Right.
And I feel like there's a thing of influencers, which is crazy, but they're like, oh my God, I just made a turkey sandwich and forgot how easy and great it is to make it. I'm like, bro, it's literally like we grew up having that, you know?
Yeah.
But
it's old school.
It's
I'm going
old
to make
school.
a grilled cheese. It's made of soup.
So good.
Well, the first time that I had spoke to you, I had my daughter in, and my daughter knew who you were. And sometimes I don't know who the younger influencers are. I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And she comes over and she says, hey, no, my daughter had said, you guys had just hired Moobie. I said, oh, do you like? She's like, I'm a huge fan of hers. So I went over to you. I said, oh, her name is Bridget. And you did grab the phone and you did the whole chicken Caesar salad thing.
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was. And it kind of looked like you were having a small stroke.
100%.
But and then my daughter saw it. She was like, oh, the fucking, she didn't say that. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, this perfect show to all her friends and all that kind of stuff.
Aw.
So it was nice. So talk to me about chicken Caesar salad, because that's your biggest lane with food. You'd agree, right? I'm not putting words in your mouth.
No, yeah. I mean, I sort of figured out that I could do this like impression thing with my lip, like this, like a little Jim Carrey, like she gets distance, this lip.
She does, goes out.
And I love chicken Caesar salad. Like I really do. I could have it for every meal. Obviously, I know the Caesar dressing is a little fattening. What are you gonna do? Some people are like, do you know? And I'm like, I don't care. But I just would have it all the time in college and literally recorded myself being like, chicken, eat it. And then it did. It's one of those things where like, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So I'm like, every time I have it, I'm going to make a video.
Every time somebody here in Barstool, Mincy is notorious for it. He'll go on a small bender where, let's say he's on another one of his boondoggles. He'll do like almost food reviews.
Yeah.
I'm having gumbo down here. What's up, fellas? And as a guy who's trying to do it as consistently as Ian and I do it,
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
Like I sometimes say, that's no dig on Mincy. I've had more meals with Mincy than most people would probably believe. When you do it, like every now and again, you do that. It's a wrap, right?
Yeah. Well, I just started. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. And it's perfect for you.
Thank
It's
you.
absolutely. Do you remember who is the young lady who was here? Mean Girls. It was Alex Bennett and the other Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan was doing something with iced coffees, where she was doing iced coffee reviews,
Yeah.
and she was like, all right, I'm about to try it. I think she waved it over her head a couple of times before she did it. And it was, it was relatively awful. Like it seemed like a little bit of a fish out of water.
Yeah.
And so she stopped doing it. I think that your opportunity to go viral just doing that, because chicken Caesar salad wraps are instantly iconic now.
Totally.
Beyond just 20-something girls and stuff like that. It's what I kind of gravitate to. It's like a safety thing.
Yeah, it's
like
good.
it's like a chicken parm.
Yeah.
So are you going to continue to do it? Because I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to do it. I was, doing I was eating so many Caesar salads. I was like, let's just make a review. I mean, Dave, like, follow the method. It's like, let's review. And Kelly's behind the camera. I love when she's behind the camera. She's like laughing at me. We have so much fun. I edit all of them because I love editing it. Like I love zooming in and making a sound effect and putting it in CapCut. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it up. We're filming one after this.
Why didn't I have Kelly on the same time as you? I'm thinking about that now. I should have asked you because you know more than, but I think I only have your number. I don't think I have Kelly's number, which might have been the thing. So I'm going to ask her on at some point.
Yeah, Kelly can
because
come on.
I do
I
love
think
her.
she could come on mid if you want.
Can't she? And I will tell you right now, when I ask the questions, I'm thinking about having Kelly come in.
Yeah.
I've never gone to somebody, and again, I don't mean to pump your tires too much, but you're an intelligent, well-spoken girl, and I think you can come on any show and shine. I said, by the way, we do a couple of final questions here. You're like, I have no idea. I don't watch any of your shit, Lodge. And I give her the questions, and they're not hard.
Not really.
And she said, okay, I'll be right back. She ran to a side room with Kelly. And she's like, Kelly, what do I like? How do I do my eggs? How do I do all that stuff? So it's almost like a collaborative.
Yeah.
And then she went to somebody else and said, this is what he's going to ask. This is what I'm going to say. What do you think?
Yeah.
Are you over prepared for everything?
I don't think so. I think if I didn't know Kelly was able to answer the phone, I would have been like, all right, I'm going to wing it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
We're good.
No, I'm saying it's not that important.
No,
but in general, are you?
Sometimes I feel like, yeah, I'm probably not over prepared for a lot. It depends what I'm doing,
Okay.
I guess, and how confident I am in it, maybe.
Right. I don't have any notes or anything like that as I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
And I find like that's how I do most of my stuff, unless we have somebody in here who's, from outside of Barstool in particular.
Yeah.
But if you ever do any kind of content with Kate, and Kate's immensely funny. I love Kate in Chicago.
Yeah.
But I had Zero Blog 30 with her, Chaps and Cons a couple of times. Kate is a script person.
Really?
Like she is over prepared. And that's how she feels the most comfortable.
Yeah.
And she probably throws out most of the stuff that she writes down. And that's the way to be, but it's impressive to see. And I don't see that with a lot of other people that we work with, but Kate is outstanding in that respect. So you're 23 years old, college athlete, high school athlete before then, probably an athlete out of the womb, right? Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now that you're no longer in your athletic endeavors as much as you used to be? You're dating a guy. Your trajectory is to have a couple of kids, and all of a sudden do that.
Guess.
No, I'm playing the whole thing
I'm
out.
like, whoa.
At what point? At what point are you going to get fat?
Probably eventually.
Have you ever been? Is there a baby picture of Moobie where I'm like, holy shit, you look like a little pile of
Literally,
tires? No.
I was really blessed with great. Oh my God, this is like so.
No, it's not. Like, because you didn't say it like Francis. Francis has said, I was never fat. I will never be fat.
Yeah,
Francis makes it out to be like he came out of the womb with a full head of hair and abdominal muscles showing. Like, that's it. So it's not coming off like that at all.
Okay, thank God. Well, we were just like very always skinny growing up. I'm the youngest of 4. All my siblings were skinny. We would drink whole milk at dinner to get some meat on our bones.
Asshole does that too now.
Yeah.
Do you drink milk at dinner now?
I don't. I stopped. But we used to go through like 6 gallons a week.
Really?
Like something insane or something.
Uh-huh.
And now I just do 2% milk because I think we got our blood work done. It was like cholesterol.
Right.
It's in the red.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've always just been blessed with like athletic. My dad was a college athlete.
What did he play?
He played soccer. He went to Ohio Wesleyan.
Uh-huh.
He's a Hall of Famer there.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
Yeah, and then we just like all were athletic, and we've been blessed.
So then you're growing up, was it a traditional type thing? Mom cooked and dad went to work? That's how I
Yeah,
grew up,
that's how
obviously
I grew
much
up.
older. Okay. Is mom a good cook?
Yeah, she's a great cook, and like the way she just
You say great cook. If I went over to your mom's house and she made me a meal, would I be impressed?
I think you would.
Okay.
I think her meals are really good.
What nationality is she?
White.
Okay.
White.
Understood.
Greek. Oh my God, I don't know why I said Greek. She's not Greek at all.
Right. By the way, when I ask you what the nationality of your parents are and you say that they're white and you look at me in the eyes and you're like, I don't think that's enough for large. So you throw out a guess and you guess Greek.
It's completely
and
wrong.
I guarantee you that, what's your mom's maiden name?
Wirt.
I guarantee there isn't a single person on
No.
Greece right now who has the last name
That was like
fucking
choking
Wirt.
under pressure, just
Yeah.
something that just came up to my mind.
Right. It's like
But I-
Eastern European. Maybe she got a little bit of that in her.
No.
No?
Irish, German. I think she has a little like Native American in her, which like
Nice.
she has like olive skin tone. I'm like painting a picture, and I feel like you're not like whatever picture I have of my mom and you have in my mom.
It's
completely
totally different. Yeah, because your mom to me is like a barbarian queen, like almost a princess, which I love. And she has an exotic way about her.
Yeah.
Almost like a Disney
me.
princess,
I
but it's
mean-
not the way. Dad's Irish.
Yeah,
Right?
Irish and German, French a little. We did the 23andMe, and then all that they like hit the fan. Something with them happened.
Okay.
But I think it's like French, Irish, German. I have a little Finnish in me.
Nice.
So yeah, but her meals are really good, and it was always like that. It was like she would cook dinner, dad would come home, and I know we keep talking about Kelly, but Kelly was different. Her dad would cook mainly all the meals.
Okay.
Which is
And then if I'm a young Maddie Schrader
Mm-hmm.
and I'm heading out in middle school and I have lacrosse practice or soccer practice right after school, what am I leaving the house with to have breakfast as a middle schooler?
Like it depends. It could be a Pop-Tart back in the day, which now I'm learning are like the worst
Worst
food
thing
you
in the
can
world
literally
for-
put in
yeah,
your
yeah.
body.
By the way, my wife made one this weekend because I have them in the house. The kids love them. And she had the frosted ones. And apparently, I don't know, it started to melt. She got some of the frosting on her finger. She has like a 3rd degree I don't know what a
No.
3rd degree burn is anymore, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. We'll call it 1st degree, 1.5 degree.
One of those.
Burn. I didn't know Pop-Tarts are dangerous.
Yeah.
Are they a potential sponsor? They're delicious, I guess.
Shout out Pop-Tart.
Yeah, shout out Pop-Tarts. Woo!
Woo.
But be careful. Handle with care.
Yeah, if that
Yeah.
melts on you, that's the worst.
School lunches?
My mom made us lunches for all 4 kids every single day, which I can give her credit. She probably made over, I'm not good at math, Large, but over a big number.
I hear you. So this woman with questionable genealogy, right? Your
Yep.
mom was a Greek princess.
Yeah.
Call her Athena.
Mhm.
Was a very, very good mom.
Yeah,
that we
she's
can
the
agree on.
best. Yeah, I mean, it's really tough to raise 4 kids all. I'm the youngest, so it's like 7 years apart, 5 years apart, 3 years apart, and we're all pretty close. Sorry, does that make sense? I'm 7 years apart from my oldest
Oh, you're
sibling.
okay,
Then
perfect.
5, then 3.
Right. Okay. So you guys are kind of grouped together.
Yeah.
Since where do you live in Manhattan? Roughly?
I live in Tribeca.
Okay, so you're in Tribeca, you're doing your thing, relatively busy. Don't get down to the Princeton, Central Jersey area that often. Is there anything
Sometimes.
that you miss from either your parents or from just where you grew up? Like, is it a boardwalk thing with the malt vinegar fries that everybody like? What
Oh,
what
like
do you
food
miss?
wise?
Yeah,
I miss like I feel like this is one of my things where I wish I could get back. I'm like prepared with my answers.
right.
But we had so many like lacrosse tournaments and soccer tournaments during the summer and just like stuff that we would go to. I guess you can get those though now. I'm trying to think of things I miss from my childhood.
Yeah, because I grew up in, New York City and we used to do like quarter waters and Bravos because we couldn't afford the Doritos, like whatever the hell it is. But I kind of remember, and it does kind of harken back to the question that I put in front of you. What meal did you wish you can get back? But I remember my mom, if we were in a rush at lunch, she would make Elio's pizzas, which I think only took 12 minutes in the oven. But if we had some time, she put in a Stouffer's French bread, which took like 35 minutes.
Ugh.
And that was haute cuisine for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just something that sometimes when
My-
you get home, you're like, Mom, can you make sure that I have this when I come home to visit you for the weekend?
I didn't like grilled cheeses ever until I was literally in college, which is crazy. So I would have grilled peanut butters and I would it was just as what you would think, a grilled cheese, but grilled peanut butter, toast, and then you would grill both sides, cut it open. It was kind of like a
Woozy.
oozy peanut butter sandwich with a little apple on the side. That was like my get home from school meal.
That's a perfect answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, I don't like it. I wouldn't do that. Like that to me doesn't
like
turn me on.
A lot in the mouth
Right.
going on.
What happens if you go to a steakhouse with somebody? Let's say you're traveling with them on the road and they order a steak and then they ask you what you want for your sides. And so the one person you with says, I'll do a baked potato and whatever, string beans. And then they come to me and I'll be like, well, you know what? I'll do the rice pilaf. And then the third person at the table says, ooh, on the side, I'll do 2 grilled cheeses. That's what Ian did to me when we were at the Pell City Steakhouse in Pell City, Alabama.
I was never going to guess that.
Is that serial killer behavior in your mind?
I think that's like kind of gluttonous too. It's
It
like
is.
You're getting 2 sandwiches and also a steak.
Right.
And also, yeah, that is a little sinister.
A little fucking weird, right?
I think that you just go with like fries or a normal side, green beans, anything. And they allowed it. They were like, we're in Alabama.
The woman's like,
sure.
sure, yeah. She's like, I don't give a shit. I serve, yeah.
And I don't mean this as an insult to the place that we were at, but it was like a Waffle House steakhouse, where it was like, it was almost felt like a diner. It wasn't like a real steakhouse.
So you're taking advantage of all the options.
I think so, but also there was no subtlety in him saying, I don't mean for this to be insulting. Then he went on to insult the restaurant. So Waffle House was steakhouses. There was no violence there. I ordered the chicken livers.
Waffle House is a compliment in my eyes.
Okay.
I love Waffle House.
Then I rescind my my allegation. How do you feel when you decide that you want to be disgusting? Like I know that if I have somebody had put out a story today about a dude who says, I don't know how many Oreos I eat at one sitting. I eat Oreos until all the milk is gone. He's like, sometimes that's 12, sometimes that's 6, sometimes it's 24, depending on and I didn't read the whole article, so I don't know if there's more to it. And he winds up feeding it to girls he has locked in his basement. But so that's what I had seen. And I sometimes do that before bed too. I know that it's going to hurt me.
Yeah.
But I'll do like something real cookies and milk usually before bed. When do you feel the grossest? What do you eat?
I think when I'm a candy girl.
Are you? Okay,
so when
sweets.
I'm like ripping Airheads and then like I get that tar like something starts to happen in my mouth. I'm like, this shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And then when you have too much candy and then your stomach hurts. Either that or I was a big like cookie dough. Like we would make cookies and I'd eat cookie dough or like brownie batter. Like,
right.
I would eat brownie batter with a spoon and we would make brownies. And then ultimately your stomach hurts and you're lying and you're like, why did I do that? So either candy to the dome, just so much of it, or like a batter of some sort.
That's your kind of Achilles heel?
Yeah.
What won't you eat? Like if I went out to eat with you, Ian and I, again, I'm bringing it back so you have real life examples.
Yeah.
On our last NASCAR trip, Ian had tried steak tartare perhaps for the first time, tried escargot perhaps for the first time. So he's coming out of his comfort zone to try a bunch of things, right? I'm not putting words in your mouth.
Yeah.
Just I'm the host.
So host.
Is there something that I could put in front of you that you'd be like, Large, I don't fuck with that at all?
I think that if you put it in front of me, I would trust you. But there are things that I'm definitely growing into trying more. Where like I would just not try things because I would assume I wouldn't like it or wouldn't like the look of it. Or like an oyster, I really didn't. I had my first oyster like a year ago because I was just like, ooh, the
What you
look,
think?
sea booger. Like that's what it reminds you of.
It's a little shell full of phlegm. Yeah.
But then you doctor it up with the right stuff. Really good. So I don't know. Maybe like some people eat, I guess like deer meat, but that's like not even.
Game.
Yes.
No, that's a great answer.
Or
how's your sushi game?
Sushi game's pretty good. I don't do the sashimi like the raw.
Okay.
But I also love tuna.
Okay.
That's the one thing that's on my list too.
Okay.
But my sushi game's pretty good.
So you say you love tuna. I'm a big tuna guy.
I love tuna fish.
And tuna melts. Any iteration of tuna I eat right up into the raw sashimi. And I love raw, sushi grade tuna or whatever. We had Tom Segura on here saying how much it was bullshit, the stuff we're putting in our mouths when he spent so much time in Japan. A little bit of a flex in front of me, whatever.
Like,
I let
sorry,
it
we
go.
didn't go to Japan, Tom.
Right. But is that one of those things where you're like, I like sushi, but I don't like sashimi? I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with Willie Colon, who's like, I love sushi. I took him to the greatest sushi place in the world. Everything he ate was wrapped, battered, deep fried, and then covered in sort of mayonnaise and stuff like that. Is that you, or is it something that you'll actually taste a little fish?
I'll taste a little fish. I definitely like the tempura, but I will do like a raw, spider, like the crab rolls with the spider roll.
Love soft shell crab.
Yeah. So I don't know. And I think I would try a raw tuna because I love tuna. I think I have tried it. I'm trying to think of something that I just wouldn't eat, like snake or what's like a crazy
Snake, rattlesnake,
rabbit.
kangaroo.
I think the meat is where it gets a little tricky for me.
Yeah. Oh, if it's cute, maybe. Like my wife's like that too.
Yeah.
Oh, I had guinea pig. It's called Kui, South American dish.
Guinea pig.
Yeah, myself and Wonton Don went to Queens and we had it. And I thought that they would, every time that I've had exotic wild game, like I've had everything.
Yeah.
It's always been served, yakitori or inside a stew or something that you couldn't see. When me and the Wonton Don went to this, they just brought out a guinea pig fried. Like, he still was smiling. I mean, he was gutted and stuff, but like the first thing he did, I ate his little cheek off. I twisted, I ate his ear and stuff like that. So I can understand if that's something that might cause
I think
a little bit of a
agony. Draw the line there. But once again, if it was you being like, listen, you gotta try this. I know it looks weird.
Right.
You gotta try this.
You gotta try this.
Then I would do it.
If you were having a big meal for some reason, what do you think is the best type of cuisine? If you were going to have 20 couples out to celebrate something, I used to always go Italian.
Yeah.
And then one of my nieces was getting married and she did her shower and she wound up doing it in a Chinese restaurant.
I was just about to say Chinese. It was great.
It was fucking awesome. So they all got there and like the big lazy Susans on the table. Every Christmas Eve I do that now. I do it with my family. We take them out for Chinese because I host on Christmas Day. And so Chinese food has become like the best communal meal for me. Is there anything like that? Or is Chinese something that resonates with you as far as going out with a shitload of people?
Yeah, Chinese definitely resonates with me because I just think about like the sharing aspect is so easy. It's like, sesame chicken, grab that, a little beef and broccoli. But yeah, I go to I think Italian would be like, if we're going to, it's just the most universal.
It's the easiest answer.
Yeah, it's the easiest answer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other cuisines now.
I don't think you could do like Mexican. I don't think you can do Japanese because everyone has like, maybe you could do Mexican.
Messy. It's just a little messy too because if it's like all tacos lined up and you're all trying to grab and eat, I like to think of like put it on your plate, a little less messy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other.
This isn't sexist at all, but when you are eating, do you get a little girly? Like, is it one of those things where you put on the feed bag and you don't mind putting your hands into the sour cream and doing like guys typically are a little bit more slobbish when it is that. So I don't mean to ask that in the wrong direction. When I sit down with you, are you prim and proper? Because it looks like you came from a nice family, right? The whole deal. Or does Moobie like one of those ones, somebody get her a fucking napkin?
I think I'm right in the middle.
Okay.
Like, I can definitely be like, oh, like no elbows on the table. Like my mom was very like that. But then sometimes if I'm with like the girls or, I'll just be like, ugh. Yeah. However, I used to not be able to eat in front of my boyfriend. Like I was very like, I would get so weird about food. I swear to God, my mouth, like I'd go to like eat a salad and the lettuce like fall out of my mouth. Like, I just would be like awkward. Or I got a shrimp Caesar on our third date. And I remember I ate like every shrimp out of it because I didn't want to eat the lettuce. I was just so
stuck in your teeth. And
that's
all
like
that
a thing, like eating in front of someone you have a crush on and you're like focused on how they eat or how you look.
Is it too personal to ask how long you've been dating him?
We've been dating almost 2 years in May. May 23rd.
Does he cook?
Not as much as I like him. I see these girls with like chef boyfriends and I'm like, wow. Yeah, like that's
my
great.
wife has it so fucking
that's
made.
Awesome. Like
my daughter comes home from lunch and like if I'm home, I enjoy. And it's one of the ways that I try to make people happy. Yeah, right?
Which I love that.
And the same thing. I've never cut a lawn. Never cut a lawn. I've rarely. I can count on my 10 fingers how many times I've done a load of laundry.
Okay.
Like my mom
Does
used
she
to
cut the lawn?
No, we have somebody, but she does all the laundry.
Yeah.
My mom used to iron my t-shirts during the winter, so when I put them on, I was nice and cool. So I don't mean to make you out to be.
I'm like, great.
Yeah, I have a great fucking upbringing, but being somebody who cooks. Is a huge benefit.
Totally.
And I don't know if that's one of the reasons why she decided to buy the cow with me because I didn't come into cooking until I had a layoff. So I had a sugar mommy for almost a year and a half with Andy. It was fucking awesome. And so every day she'd come home to like a meal and we just kept it going from there. Do you see yourself being the guy as far as the kitchen person, like going forward? I know it's
so hard right now.
Way out into the future. Yeah.
Because it's like, his Manhattan apartment is 2x2 and like we're never gonna cook there and I have the nicer apartment so like we cook there more and I'm willing to purchase the groceries. But I think in the future, yeah, I see myself being, with the luxury of being like a content creator. I can stay home and prep the dinner and stuff like that. I think I would like to cook. And I'd like to learn more meals. Like I feel like my mom just whips them out and doesn't even think about it and knows exactly
Right.
what she's gonna make. I need to do that more.
Are you taking advantage of living in New York, the greatest food city in the world? Or are you getting into, I know where the 10 best chicken Caesar salads, honestly, like,
No.
right? Because I'd like to
Yeah.
take you for some Ethiopian. Are you taking advantage of it?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Nice
What the fuck is
session.
this, by the way? Are we not animated enough?
I don't know.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
soon
like,
as
do
you
we need
stand
to
up,
be like,
it does it.
Does
Yeah,
it happen with
yeah.
anybody else?
Yeah, exactly. Can you answer more in hand signals?
Yeah,
No, but honestly,
literally.
like this is a city where people should be taking advantage
Yeah.
of what they have all around them, particularly in the neighborhood that you live in.
Totally. I really try to. I mean, when we go out, I feel like, not everyone's willing to spend so much money on a dinner on a random Tuesday.
Mhm.
But I try to like Uber Eats, random places out, or let me try this new place in Chinatown. Like when I order Chinese, I'm not going to order from the same place. I'm
Okay.
going to try new, or like new Italian spots. I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to go alone. But I also don't want to force people.
You don't like to eat
introduce
alone?
Nice. I've actually taken myself out to dinner a few times in New York, and it's been great.
It's not bad.
No, I don't get this whole thing of like being embarrassed. I'm like, this is awesome. I can literally not talk to no one, eat, maybe go on my phone, say hi to the waitress.
Yeah, because you were in the industry.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like,
But
oh my God.
Since 2020 with the pandemic, before that, my wife had told me she used to go, I don't know why she keeps coming up. She used to go to movies alone. And I said, oh, how sad.
Mm.
Why don't we get married so you have a friend? And I love going to movies alone now. It's the
Yeah.
greatest, most liberating thing. I've gone to restaurants forever. Whenever I'd see somebody at a single table, I'd be like, oh, how sad. Now there's nothing I enjoy more than just kind of
Literally.
being with myself. And I think the pandemic changed that with
Yeah.
the social distancing and stuff like that. So I kind of love it.
The only time I get like, ooh, I feel like get a cry in my throat is like an old guy. Not like you.
Like he's
But
not
like-
there because his wife died.
Yeah, literally. Like
Yes.
he came to this Denny's every damn Sunday and now
Yeah.
she's not there.
Right. She was like, unless it's an old guy, looked directly at me when she said it. She's like, not like you
Not
though, Large.
you.
We had a discussion on the show about kids drinking less.
Okay.
And by the way, I went down, my son graduated from the University of Alabama
Wow.
2 weeks ago. I rented out a bar called Moe's, and we had 200 kids there drinking on my tab. Whatever, it was great. Then we went to this place called Innisfree, which I go to a bunch inside of Tuscaloosa, and it's a packed college bar. And
Yeah.
I didn't see what people were telling me that kids were drinking less
Yeah,
because
I think that.
we were stacked at the bar trying to get it.
Uh-huh.
Is that college? And then once you get out of college and come to New York, are you okay paying $34 for an espresso martini?
I mean,
You're not okay with
hey,
it, but
I'm
yeah.
not okay with it because the prices are egregious. But I'm not with the whole I think I'm drinking more out of college than I was. I mean, Manhattan is the easiest city to become an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And it's just so easy to drink. It's like warm weather, drink.
Yes.
Oh, party. Literally tonight I have a table at Mr. Purple on a Wednesday because it's their 10 years anniversary and they gifted it to me. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna give that up.
Yeah.
So I'm texting all my friends and they're like, oh, I guess we're sending it on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I really, the propaganda of like people are drinking less, I think it's like who you surround yourself with.
Okay.
Or like there's very much a balance too. So like, yeah, I'll last night I probably had 7 glasses of Pinot Grigio, but I'm going to probably go to a workout today and maybe get my steps in.
Mhm.
So I don't know about that, especially Alabama. I mean, that was probably.
And I know it's a party SEC school and
Yeah.
whatnot, but I will ask you this question. I am not asking you about your drug game at all. I don't care about it or anything like that. I'd heard about some stuff with you and fentanyl and whatever, but do you find that now that, because I'm finding it too, that the weed culture has gotten so popular that it almost like
Yeah.
dictates that you don't have to drink as much. You hit a pen, then you go into the bar, have like 6 or 7 beers as opposed to not hitting the pen, going into the bar and paying for 30 beers.
Yeah. I think that has a lot to do with it. And I also think like shrooms and other
Gummies.
substances, gummies. It's so easy. It's like, oh, let me pop this and get a little woo woo at the bar. I'm personally not into that just because I'm like I had one bad high and I'm like, I'm literally going to be schizophrenic and never be able to live again. So I just like don't mess with that because I just know the level of drunk I can get. And like also the thought of not being able to escape a high or like shroom. Like I feel like with drunkenness, I can drink water and sober myself back up.
Jump in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With weed, it's like, I got to sleep this off
Yeah.
or do something and hope I don't wake up high. Other people love it also for like a hangover.
But do you see that more than in so you've been out partying. Most kids start that, I'm saying conservatively, around 16.
Yeah.
So even in this small little 7 or 8 year thing, have you seen that shift though? Because I'm seeing more.
have.
They went from the tobacco vapes, which obviously are huge and Juul, and I was part of it with the lawsuit back in the day. But now it's gone to strictly
Yeah.
like weed pens.
I've seen it. I've seen it a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot more. And gummies and honestly shrooms and other substances.
Jenks just gave me a couple of gummies.
Yeah. And
Like-
people just rip them during the day and it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Because and also more people are just smoking on the streets of New York too because it's allowed. And it's not cigarettes. It's like, I'm getting secondhand high walking on the streets.
Were you ever a smoker of cigarettes? Or is that something?
No, I've smoked cigarettes before, but like I'm also bad at that. I think I'm like definitely don't look cool. Like Ella Griff, cool as fuck.
Oh, it's just she does one of these things with you.
I
You're
try.
holding
I'm
it
like, I don't
this?
know, Ella.
Right.
Yeah.
I see some guys do that with cigars, and they look like they're holding a cucumber or something, or a kitten.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of.
Did you see that in Alabama with the grads?
So yeah, well, all of a sudden they get out there with their cigars,
You're
and they're
like, what the fuck?
you know what I mean? I'm like, guys, just calm down. Dave, when he first started smoking, he used to smoke a cigar to celebrate like a victory over somebody. Usually when one of his opponents had failed somewhere, and he'd smoke a cigar, and even he was holding it like a paint roller, and it sort of creeped me out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I've gone over your drinking, your smoking,
My love
your
life.
drug game. I've gone over your love life. I've planned out basically your engagement party is going to be in a Chinese food
Yeah,
restaurant.
with Lazy Susans.
Can you see yourself? I guess this is the question I'm going to ask. How well traveled are you? Because it seems like maybe family trips and whatnot. And then since you've been on your own, how well traveled are you?
Traveled around America, pretty well versed, literally because of working here. With like, I did a Cheez-It tour with Kelly. We went to a bunch of different schools, and we've gone on some cool trips. Europe-wise, Asia, I've only been to Ireland, so that's it for that. That's literally it. It's like America, which I want to get better at, and I want to do a European summer. And I wish I had a friend group that like had a plan.
Right.
Once again, to mention Kelly, but she has like a planner that says like this message if you're in for Europe, and like I'll plan it all out, and we'll do this and that and this. I'm not in that stage of life yet.
Okay.
But I could see myself doing that in future years when like more people around me are like, yeah, let's do a 10-day trip to Ibiza. I would love that.
I hear you. But now, even then, when your travels in and around the United States, and I got to be honest, my old industry, we used to go to the same cities to like entertain the same customers. Wasn't until I started doing like the Bud Light tour and then NASCAR and then boxing and all that stuff that Barstool really showed me. I've been down on New York lately.
Yeah.
We spoke to a New York business owner the other day, Joe Isidori, and he just opened up his newest restaurant down in Jupiter, Florida, to get all those people who are migrating down south. So is there a town outside of New York that you've been to where you like, and part of it has to be the food scene. I think it's automatically part of this food scene that you were like, you know what? I grew up in New Jersey. I didn't go that far away to college, and now I'm working in New York. But I could see myself making really my first big move and living somewhere away from New York, away from my family, away from my comfort zone. What town do you see that you could probably do?
Town.
City.
I don't know if I could do this because it's so far away, but I was there and it was like, this would be such a cool place. We went to Seattle and it was beautiful.
Never been.
You've never been?
Never been to Seattle.
Look, I got large.
There it is. You got me. I don't know the Pacific Northwest that well at all.
It was beautiful. And it was right on the water. We went to the Pike Place Market, great seafood. Kelly and I were just exploring. We went to like a brewery and it was really honestly nice. And then I also went to San Clemente, or is it San Clemente?
San Clemente.
San Clemente in California. And that was like, wow, like no shit, people don't leave here. It's like beautiful. Like
really?
That Southern California beach vibe.
It's unbelievable.
It's so
Why are
quiet.
we here sometimes?
Literally. There's no cars honking. It was like, it's right by San Diego or a little bit more north, but it was like sunny. We were on a rooftop. It was chill. That whole chill way of life, I could see myself immersing.
Does that agree with you? The little hang loose type thing?
Yes, but then I think I'd get a little stir crazy and be like, yeah, all right, let me get back to New York.
I want some New Yorkers tell me go fuck myself.
Yeah, literally.
By the way, I said with the utmost confidence it's San Clemente. I have no fucking
I think it's
clue.
Clemente.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
Roberto Clemente was the guy. Died tragically, by the way. Listen to that twisted history.
sad.
Yeah, but it might be Clemente.
Oh, okay.
It
Maybe.
just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't. I
Yeah.
think I was saying Clemente and they were like, it's Clemente, or like locals say Clemente.
Yeah.
But I do see a lot of East Coasters move to San Diego because they want that
Right.
vibe. So it is becoming like East Coast hub over there, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know it seems like people are relocating. Ian, sometimes when we scrub other people's socials, we see something food wise. And I think we brought a couple up on this. One of them might have been the peanut butter thing. It might have been the
We've definitely talked about the grilled peanut butter on the show.
Oh,
The
yeah.
young lady with the beautiful voice. Her name is
Ray.
Right.
Ray. And she had a couple of food takes at some point that I
she had a
agreed with.
condiments take,
Yeah, she's a big mustard person.
and
or
then
something.
you guys did an after school snack thing. I think that we talked about. I think your answer was goldfish.
Oh, yeah. Like a
Yeah.
cup of goldfish.
Like
Love
after
that.
school.
I love a snack. Like I'm also more of a salty chip kind of person. Like a chip, a goldfish, a Cheez-It.
Right.
I love all
Unless you're taking that much candy
Then
to where
I'm
it
like-
changes the chemical makeup of your mouth to something tar and gives you a little
Yeah.
bit of almost like laborish pains. Is there anything else that jumped out at me? I don't know. One of them I thought made me mad. Was it?
A lot of
Mad?
stuff makes you mad.
Oh yeah. No, like sometimes I get mad at food takes.
Yeah.
It's I don't
know.
feel, I'm not Captain Irish.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit on Notre Dame. Go ahead. I don't care.
Yeah.
But my family and food, for some reason, I get very protective of. I thought it was something that infuriated
My
me.
uncle went to Notre Dame maybe around the same time as you.
It could easily be because you could
Maybe.
easily be my kid. What's his name?
Harry Schrader. He was an
Harry
architect.
Schrader and I were. No, I don't know Harry at all.
Imagine like no way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, yeah, he went to the architect school.
Okay. So he did a year in Rome.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So everybody, I think everyone who graduates from our architecture program
Yes.
goes over to Rome and spends a year there, which is supposed to be one of the better ones.
Yeah. Now he's
Yeah.
in North Carolina designing homes.
And that's what I mean. I think everyone's going to eventually not be in New York at some point, particularly
Yeah.
with the way that this. Would you go to the Chicago office if they asked you to go to the Chicago office?
I don't know. I guess maybe. I mean, they have more camaraderie over there,
Yes.
and everyone's hanging out, and it's definitely like more young people for
100%.
me. But I also just have such a crew in New York. I think leaving all my crew and my family, I'm very family oriented. My
seem
sister
like
lives
it.
in New York. My family, my brother lives in West Belmar. I just bought a house in Belmar.
Okay.
So like, I feel like leaving that would just be so.
It's not
unsettling.
necessary.
No.
Yeah. And particularly like the way that we work sort of on private projects and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because the collaborative effort there is awesome, but a lot of it is like humiliation rituals too.
Yes, and
You know
also
what I mean?
they're kind of like ancestral a little bit.
Yes.
So they like, hang out and go out together and eat together and drink together. And I feel like I love the separation of like Barstool, this is so much fun, this is the best. But then I can go to like an Irish pub with my friends and no one, just stick to my own thing.
So does Kelly not go out with you?
No, Kelly and I go out together. Well, Kelly
Okay.
and I were friends before Barstool too.
Okay.
Played sports together, we were teammates. And like all of our college friends live in the city.
Where's Kelly?
Kelly, should I text her?
Call her. Yeah.
Should I call her right now?
I would think so, right? Because I'm going to get down to the questions, and I'm not going to do what do you think the answer is, but I'll have both of them answer. I'm speaking about you like you're not in the
Oh,
room.
sorry. I'm
I'll
like,
have, you know what I mean? Just to fill in the dead air while you're texting her. But I
Hey.
think, right?
yeah.
Is she in the office?
You're on speaker. Are you in the office?
Yeah.
Can she come in?
Can you come into the pod? I'm not. He wants my wingman.
To linger?
No, to answer questions. He's gonna do the rapid fire questions, and he wants to see our brains collab.
Oh, okay.
Why is she being so standoffish?
I don't know. Why
understand.
are
Does
you
she
being
know?
such a bitch?
Yeah, I didn't see this side of Kelly. I don't like it at all.
No, well, guys, I just had to close up my laptop because I failed to log in again. So.
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't know her one login. She's like, I can't log into my computer. Yeah, we're great employees.
All right. Well, you need to pull back the shot to get her in the third chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come
That's a
on
good
in. Do you
idea.
know what? It's the first studio.
It's right off of like Jack Mac.
Okay.
I know where large sits.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
Logie,
Hey,
Logie.
What's up?
Look at
All right. See ya.
Should I hang up or should I just like stay on while I'm walking to you?
Yeah, stay on.
Stay on.
Doesn't matter. It's all going to get cut
We
out.
talked about the
anyway.
dumb
What's going on in
fees.
the office right now?
What?
Cookies?
No, you're the friend. What's the family friend?
Dunphy? Yeah.
Is it Dumpy?
Rich Dump.
Fees. Oh yeah, that guy can eat.
That guy can eat. I'm going to keep that in
Yep,
for Rich. He
that guy can eat.
Yeah, he eats like he has 3 assholes. He's the guy who took us to Margone because he's the first guy to take me to this place in Times Square. And there's no reason for you to go to Times Square. They do a Cuban sandwich that I dip in the oxtail gravy. Yeah. And so it was Rich Dunphy that did it. And when we started doing food reviews,
Yeah.
that was the most viral thing that we did.
Really?
Yeah. So Rich is the best at that. Hey, Kelly,
Shout
how are
out
you?
to
What's going on?
Kelly.
How are
Kelly,
you?
you've been mentioned so much. I'm literally like, yeah, well, Kelly's
as soon
family did
as-
it differently. Her dad was the cook.
As soon as we sat down, I said, am I wrong not bringing you guys in at one time? Because I'd like to have you on also.
of
So like I
course.
try to spread the thing. And then as we're talking about it, she mentioned she's too fucking much. So I was like,
So-
why don't we get Kelly in here if that's
hell
okay?
yeah.
Why the hell
We
not?
I
also
love
said I was
it.
the first guest to like consult a friend just to remind myself of like what I like to eat.
I'd asked
yeah.
her, how do you take your eggs? She's like, oh, I got to ask Kelly, how do I take my eggs? Like the whole deal.
She
It's
literally
kinda
called me.
weird.
I'm literally like, well, you also love French dips and you love your tuna
Yeah.
fish. She's like, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know her fridge better.
Oh, that's
Do you have them now on
embarrassing.
camera for
I'm
this?
gonna do one for them and one for you. So I don't have the camera.
Okay. Is there any way you could get this camera closer to me?
Yeah,
Holy
wow.
shit.
That's your
It's like
point.
Get the
every
inside of the
four-
mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Show how he takes the
Literally.
bite.
Yeah. We
This has
good?
been so fun, by the way.
It's not
I
bad,
never want to
right?
leave. No, you're great to talk to.
I would thank you very much for that. I would say that it's one of the things where it's so universal that when I get the talent thing every month
Yeah.
and they're like, who wants what? Like some people can ask for people and it makes zero sense.
Yeah.
But not me. I
Mhm.
don't ask for anybody. I don't. I'm not out kicking my coverage here and be like, oh, can I get Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
But I think Mark Wahlberg and I could talk about Wahlburgers probably for fucking hours.
Hours.
100%.
You know?
The patty.
You,
Yeah.
I feel like you can
Going
really
into
talk
it.
to anybody. Like you have that.
Thank you. I
quality.
appreciate that.
Also, I just feel like food is such an elite.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my bad.
No problem.
Food is like the most elite thing that fuels
Yeah,
everyone and everyone
has
needs.
Universal.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was telling Maddie I was starting to talk to this guy, and I was nervous that I was talking about food too much. And I
All
was
right.
like, "Is this like a middle school couple?" He was like taking me back to like middle school, and I'd be like, "Rank your top
Yeah,
5
like,
favorite
what do you
meats,"
like?
or like, "What's your 5 sour candies?" Like
Yeah.
that's how you.
Do you know
start.
what nationality Moobie's mom is?
Yeah. Guess what I said? It's so bad. I choked under
I
pressure.
don't.
Greek.
Polish?
I literally
She said
said
Greek. It's Moobie's mom. I'm going to put
No.
a picture
We're
of
not
Moobie's
Greek
mom.
at
I'm gonna say it's not
all.
Greek at
No.
all.
we're
she's like
literally
Finland.
white
Yeah,
and
she's Finnish.
Irish and
Yeah.
German,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like she's just a little tan. And like
Yeah.
his
Oh,
image.
so you were just going based off of what she
Oh, she just kind of threw it out there because she didn't think I was going to
No.
check on her.
I was choking under pressure.
Yeah.
I just said Greek. Like
Yeah.
as soon as it came out of her mouth, I was like,
Yeah.
she's
No
not
one from
Greek.
Finland has ever been to Greece and vice versa. And I know that she's not strictly Finnish, like
Yeah.
fucking Sisu.
No.
But still, it's like one of those things where I don't know why she would lie to me about that.
And I-
Especially about her mom. She's
I've
probably the
also-
same age as me.
Yeah.
know what
My
I mean?
parents
I've
are
never-
gonna see this and be like, "What the fuck? How do you
Yeah.
have a mic in front of you?"
Yeah.
I've never even heard Greek also like around.
No, we're not Greek. Nothing about us.
I
gotta-
don't even know. Did your mom like hummus?
No, never even like. We don't,
Look at this.
Never been to Greece.
Yeah.
I hear you.
By the way, I expand her
Can
palate.
I guess that you're mostly Italian?
50-50.
Because it's Trotta, correct?
Yeah.
And so that's Italian.
Yes.
Danielle Trotta is one of my favorite people in the world. She does color for NASCAR.
Oh, I don't
And
know.
yeah, she's wonderful. What's the other side?
Irish.
Okay, so
Classic.
Oh, yeah,
50-50.
Irish Italian. It's like
Irish
my wife.
Italian. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you know, my dad's at the wedding. They're like, the immigrants here rolling in.
Yeah,
all
I
that
hear ya.
fucking shit. Get the spiel.
I could tell you, we were drunk in my backyard. You guys, you know Za?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Za, yeah. So he's Zimbabwean. He likes to use the term midget. I didn't know whether or not it's
Mm.
politically
Yeah,
correct, but he
yeah.
insists upon it. So I have him in my backyard, and we got really ahead of ourselves. And he was outside in my backyard with my two parents. My mom's 80, my dad's 85. They both
Oh.
came over from Ireland, and they were having a conversation about immigration. And I was going to go out there and put my 2 cents in because I'm an extremely good conversationalist and I'm very bright. I went out there and I'm like, I have no fucking right to talk about it because Za came over from Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
My dad and my mom both did the same thing. So their perspective is so much better than mine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, are you first generation or have your people been here a while?
It's like there's some like really fun, or I guess it's not fun for them.
Right.
Fun for me to learn backstory about my grandparents' parents.
Okay.
And they were like
escaping the Holocaust or something?
No,
Okay,
no,
'cause
no.
that's-
She's like,
No,
I
it's
was, I was
such
like,
a
what's
fun
fun, not
memory.
fun? Yeah, exactly.
No, it's more of like got someone else pregnant,
Oh,
had to
okay.
run away.
Yeah.
Kind of like a little
Runaway baby.
romance story.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys, so you grew up together, so I'm safe to assume Central Jersey, if that's such
No.
a thing.
No,
I'm
we
from
went to
Long
college
Island.
together.
Oh, you didn't meet up until you went
Yeah.
to Marist.
I'm from
Okay.
Long Island. I grew up down the street next to Mr.
From
Dunphy.
Dunphy, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do I try to trigger people? I try to trigger people in certain ways, and Ian is having me stop.
Yeah.
One of my favorite sausages in the world is Conecuh sausage. It's made only in Southern Alabama. Not Southern Alabama. It's made only in Alabama. It's real black pepper forward. It's just a simple smoked sausage. I love it. Never had it until my kid went to school down there. So in the last review, I called it Conecuh instead of Conecuh. I get a ton of comments. Whenever I do something where I'm doing a breakfast sandwich, I purposely call it, is it Taylor ham or pork roll?
Pork roll.
I purposely
Bacon.
called, you wouldn't give a shit,
Yeah.
but it's pork roll. I purposely called Taylor ham
Yeah.
just to incense.
Yeah,
You're rage
that's
baiting.
good.
You're a rage baiter.
I am. I'm a
He is.
rage
Yeah.
baiter.
Yeah.
It is.
And
You're
then-
a bait farmer.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
looked at her like, oh, what a silly bitch for caring about that. When I say that somebody's in Long Island and not on Long
You would
Island,
think they got shot.
people get fucking crazy
Yeah.
about that.
Mhm.
Are you one of those? So you're a
No.
pork roll, not Taylor ham? Or
No.
you care if I call it in or on Long Island?
Honestly, I don't know the difference, and now I feel like I overthink it. So like now I think I change up everything I say.
Okay.
I say on for everything. I'm online. I'm on Long Island. I'm
Well, because it's an
on-
island.
Earth.
Yeah, but like Brooklyn is in Long Island. No, it's not. It's on Long Island. Or
Yeah.
like I didn't go visit the Eiffel Tower, which is on Paris.
Yeah, true.
I visited the Eiffel Tower in Paris, but I'm
Yeah.
going to
And I
go
would
to
say on
Rob
inline.
Key's in Long Island. Do you know Rob Key's at all? Like there's all
Mm-mm.
these Italian restaurants I want to visit on Long Island, but I say in Long Island and I get a bunch
And
of
it's like-
guys
Yeah,
with a lot
that's
of
on.
inappropriate tattoos going at me.
Yeah, like what
Yeah.
if they have nothing better to do than fucking chirp that? That's
Yeah.
so annoying.
You grew up in a,
It's
in
their
a-
culture, baby.
I guess,
it's their
yeah.
culture. It's fucking ingrained.
her mom was a traditional cook where her dad was very lazy,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
a privilege.
Yeah.
Was it the opposite way with you? Was your dad the cook and your
My
mom not?
dad is a phenomenal chef.
Is he?
Like when I would come home and he was getting ready, I was like, dinner's gonna be good tonight. And I love my mom and like she's awesome. And we've talked about this. Ruined meatloaf for me. Had to touch
Really?
into that into adulthood. Pork chop. Holy. I used to like my mom used to make meatloaf and I'm also dramatic. So
Okay.
keep that in mind.
Sure.
So it was like the driest thing ever. I'd use half the ketchup to eat it.
Yeah.
And
Soak it.
I just couldn't do it anymore. And this was like in the weekly, which also I never got. I'm like, if we're clearly not liking it every week, why are we
Why
still
is it in the
making it?
rotation?
But I would hide them in my napkin and like hide them under the table
Right.
and come back later at night, like sneak downstairs, throw it out in the garbage.
Really?
Caught onto it. I put my brother onto it too. So we'd have to like sit there and
Where
eat
would you put it
the
under the
old
table?
meatloaf. Like we had like a bar top.
Oh.
So it was like a high chair. So
Mm.
like we'd put it like in the chair and like push in our seats.
So then for
Oh.
punishment, you'd come out and you'd have to eat the stale
Yes.
packet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
That's good parenting. though.
Yeah.
I like
But
that.
My dad, phenomenal. I mean, he had a smoker for a while. That was like my favorite era over the summer.
Uh-huh.
But like we moved. So like we're like in more of an apartment complex now.
Right.
But I mean the fucking rubs he'd put on that.
Really?
shit. And
Can you do me a favor? Can you wait outside, Moobie? Kelly, can you move a little
Yeah,
closer?
I'm like,
I'm sorry.
great.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I did a bad
apologize. So how are you then? What's you like? So she's trying to get herself to a point where she has a couple of dishes, right? Like you're saying,
Oh, you're
branch
talking
out a
about
little
me?
bit. Yeah. Like I
Oh.
mean,
Yeah.
just in the kitchen wise, how good is your kung fu in the kitchen?
like what I'm cooking
you
or what
cook.
I'm ordering.
No, not what you're ordering. I have a problem with you two, by the way. I have a problem with everybody who's your fucking age. Everything that you eat from Uber Eats, and listen, I'm an Uber Gold or Uber One. What did you get me into?
Hey.
By the
Uber One.
way, it's
Shout out.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. And so when I'm on the road, there's nothing to it. Everything that you're ordering when it's only a block away is 30% less
I know.
enjoyable than you going to sit down in a restaurant
Oh,
for it.
agree.
Don't
Yeah,
you see
you
that?
know.
Totally agree.
I've been trying to get off my Uber Eats grind too because it's like it all of a sudden gets so. Well, I guess I shouldn't shit on Uber.
No,
Eats.
it's totally fine because we're just talking about Uber Eats and Uber in general is lifesavers for us. When you were on the Cheez-It tour,
Yeah.
right? And all of a sudden you're in some place and then in all 10, like that's
Yeah,
what it's
yeah,
for.
100%.
But in
I'm just saying when it's
Manhattan-
Yeah, I know.
egregious, he
Yeah.
orders popcorn from the local AMC by Uber Eats, and then some guy in a
AMC?
fucking bike, the movie theater, and a bike
E-bikes.
brings in a garbage bag filled with that and a large Coke.
Oh
Right?
God.
Like that to
I mean,
me.
it kind of sounds banging,
Yeah.
but like insane.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, the extreme.
Yeah.
You are on top of a great, or you're a block away from a great Thai place that you
Yeah.
wanted to try. And instead of sitting down and getting it the way that God intended, see, I threw God in there for some
Yeah.
fucking reason.
Thank
You know, you
God.
have it
God.
delivered to it so it steams a little and it's a little bit
Totally.
more, right? And
Yeah.
that's the slop bowl
100%.
thing. I'm getting angry at your generation. I apologize.
Yeah, slop bowl.
Well,
Yeah.
I ordered a Prince Street pizza the other day to our apartment, and it came and it was all the cheese was all cold
yeah,
and
you
everything.
Just gotta go. You just gotta walk.
And then I was
go.
like, "This sucks," and I just wasted so much fucking.
I think it
money.
really helps when it's also when it's nice out. You can go for a walk, but in the dead of winter in Manhattan, when you're like,
Sure.
oh God,
Yeah.
And then, but those
There's a time and place for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
so when it's
it-
the dead of winter, you don't mind putting somebody else out
I
in the
know,
fucking
that's the
cold
thing.
on
I'm
their
like, great.
bike in the
Which,
thing.
by the way, they They go
What
in
an
any
evil
weather.
bitch.
They do
Huh?
it any weather.
They're
Yes,
doing
they
it
do.
anyways, Large.
Seven
We've
is-
been over
Oh, is that
this.
what we're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
would you
kidding.
rather them
Totally
out
kidding.
there in the cold with nothing to do?
You're absolutely right. I apologize. You
Dude, they're
guys are
just-
stimulating the economy.
Mhm.
And
And they have those good hand warmers.
they do. They yeah.
They have shields. They have hand warmers. They
Yeah.
are covered.
If you were to make a meal for me tonight, what could you make?
Okay.
Right.
I would make last night we made a really fun crispy rice salad. Me and my
Ooh.
roommates. But this is the thing. See, and my twin sister Erin, gonna get pissed about this. She likes to have control in the kitchen.
Okay.
Mm.
And I'm more experimental.
Okay.
Like I'm cool with trying to make a dinner. It bombs so bad. We take a couple bites and I'm like, okay, let's go get a slice
Yeah,
of
yeah,
pizza.
yeah.
Like I just like to try things. But she's not. So like who gets to be in the kitchen that night kind
Yeah.
of like depends on the mood of the day and like I guess who was on the best behavior that day kind
Right.
of like earns the right to cook.
Crispy rice salad.
Yeah, that's
is-
not-
So
that's
good.
like
It was
so
man.
fantastic.
It was cabbage. Okay, so we did a tuna, but they didn't have any sushi grade tuna. So we
Okay.
got I'm not good with names on a lot of things.
Okay.
Yellow alcapore. Does that make sense?
Albacore.
Albacore.
Albacore. Yeah, yeah.
So we like seared it a little bit and just kept it raw for the most part.
Yeah.
And then we put cabbage in there. We fried the rice completely and it's just like little crispies on top.
Yeah.
And we made a little like sesame, Kewpie mayo.
That's so advanced.
That is-
sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's impressive.
It was really fun.
Yeah, I think it's called socarat too, like because they
Mm.
started with paella where they purposely get that burn on the bottom of a
Mhm.
paella pan with the thing.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
my favorite
love.
part of paella. And
Oh.
crispy
Love paella.
rice, I mean, is next level too.
Yeah, we definitely crispied a little bit too much, but that's what's so fun. Like that was our first time making it.
Now you
So
know.
I'm like,
crispy.
now we get to like adjust it and make it exactly how we like it. Like next time, I'm putting yellow mango in that.
Look at that.
Mm.
See what
No
I'm saying?
duh,
That's
no
really
duh.
I didn't know there was different types of mango. There's a yellow mango?
Yes, yellow mango is like
Green
it literally
mango?
tastes like sorbet.
Oh.
I was eating one the other
I thought
day
they
and
were
like
all yellow.
I
no,
thought there were.
no. Some of them, some are yellow and they're more
Uh-huh.
shaped like this. I love mangoes. And then I don't know what the traditional mango is called. I just thought it was called mango, but it's more like red and green
Is
and
it?
it's more
Okay.
round.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm
the
used-
outside. Okay, but the
Mm.
flesh in it.
The flesh on the
No.
inside, regular mango is more orange. Yellow one's just more.
What are the
yellow.
chances that you're in a room with 4 people right now and 2 of them are allergic to apples? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
No,
That's why if you want to
Both
know
of you?
that my
I
blind
would say there's
spot-
2 liars in the room.
Yeah, yeah. Well, give us an apple and watch
Yeah.
us both blow
Oh,
up like
God.
fucking weirdos. But that's where my blind spot is. Like if I'm asking you, what's your favorite Ethiopian dish? You'd be like, oh, I don't have that in my bag, Large. I
Yeah.
barely eat fruit because I'm allergic to like some stone fruit, apples and
Ah.
whatnot. So I grew up I love vegetables. I'm not saying I'm not a healthy guy or whatever. I know that. But I'm just saying it's not one of those guys who avoids anything that's not bleeding. But fruit's not my bag.
I'm not
Mm.
that.
I love
sucks.
fruit.
Yeah.
I feel like
Watermelon in the summer, like I cut a half a watermelon. I eat that with a spoon.
Grapefruit
Yeah.
Tahini on
even.
top. Yeah.
Right.
So with a little sugar.
Yeah. What
I don't know,
fruit do
what's
you
your
eat?
blind
I do a
spot?
lot of grapes, frozen grapes. Blind spot.
Like something we don't have a lot of, but I feel like I usually get in a
Something you stay away from, even. You know what I mean? Like I purposely stay away from fruit. Like I came out of my comfort zone. I had some jackfruit a couple of
Ooh.
months ago, and immediately I was like, "Ugh." Like all of a sudden, not throwing up, but I started to get,
Get a little.
Oh
and
my-
then Andy's like, "You're allergic to jackfruit." I was like, "Put it on the fucking list."
Yeah.
So I just stay away from
Oh.
fruit. Isn't that weird?
Well, you're so skinny and.
Oh
fit.
yeah, yeah,
You're not
exactly.
having-
That's why I'm so fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You
I
should-
thought-
Doesn't
we're gonna
have that
shirt-
extra
Put our
sugar.
shirts off for the rest of the fucking
Yeah.
Just me though.
I'm not a big yogurt like
Okay.
person. Like I stay away from like that cottage cheese or
Yeah.
like that stuff. I feel like when I have yogurt and when I'm on, I always don't finish it. Like by the third bite, I get the ick and I'm like, get it
Yeah.
away from me.
The vanilla crunchy fucking granola on top of it.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
But
But,
I just can't
yogurt
do-
plain.
Yeah.
Too much.
I just overdid it on yogurt back in the day. So
So
Yeah.
it's no.
yeah,
no
I used to
longer
like
a thing.
Yo
love
play.
this like one French brand, and it would come in little glass jars, and I would like feel so fancy in
Very
school
fancy.
eating it,
Yeah.
and then I would like clear them out, and I would use them like as like my ponytail holder or like for my
Oh,
jewelry.
yogurt
So, like, I
everywhere.
literally thought it was
That's
like
disgusting.
I was like the
Yogurt.
most.
Ew,
Yeah.
probably had sugar ants
Yeah.
everywhere.
There's a brand called Petit Pot, and that's what they do too. So they do little chocolate mousse and rice puddings and stuff like that. I do the same fucking thing.
Yep.
So if you come to my house, if I'm doing like a condiment, you'll get it
Yeah.
in the
You
little
know.
recycled glass things
You
like
can
Smart
that.
to keep it with the food.
You can do that
Yes.
with candles too.
Never my hair stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the hair
Yeah.
No,
ties.
Yeah.
that's precious.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I think like I would actually try everything on any menu. Like I'll put anything in my mouth.
Okay.
Not sexually,
Yeah.
but
Like
um,
that?
Clip it,
Yeah,
post
yeah.
it,
But
rewind.
I
Yeah.
guess like scallops I have a little bit of a hard time with if things are a little too fishy.
Mhm.
And the
Fishiness can get to me. Foie gras. That
You're not a
girl's
foie
bitch.
guy?
No.
Okay.
No foie. Not really. Duck. Duck is a blind eye for me. It's hard. I think about them too much.
I think that duck is off of a lot of people's menus.
Yeah.
Gaz won't go to a restaurant now unless they do duck at least 2 ways. Like he's fallen in love with
Oh,
duck.
he loves duck?
Loves duck.
Yeah.
Shout
Right?
out.
I talk about it all the time. I'm a duck guy. I've always loved it. Peking duck, that glassy skin. They blow it
Yeah.
open. They base it in
Literally
like
never
tea
had
and
that.
stuff like that. Oh, I think it would be life-changing for you.
Yeah. You
It-
should 100% get it. I say I don't
Or
like the
The crispy skin?
crispy. No, I like the crispy skin, but I feel like duck, like, does it make sense? It's a little bit more of a wet meat, or is it really moist?
Duck is almost all dark meat. Like that's the whole idea
Oh.
behind
Yeah.
it. And it's one of the
Okay, I
only
think that's
poultries
right.
that they serve sort of closer to medium rare. You have a little bit of pink inside of it, which turns a lot of people off.
Yeah.
So I can understand that being a blind spot because a lot of people just stay
Yeah.
with, and plus they're
It's a
cute.
little bit of a
Donald
texture
and
thing.
Daffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like I love texture. I'm like a big, like I love rice pudding. I love poke bowls. Like I love all that stuff. So
Is there a texture you don't like?
So again, this is going to go back to something, but whenever I see people eating peaches, and I've had peaches before, I'm okay with them even though they're stone
Another
fruit. That getting through that fuzzy
Yeah.
skin
Yes.
just was never something for me. So I think when I do go and I do fruit, I think some of our problems with the allergy parts is what they spray on the skins of fruit, maybe.
yeah.
So when they
Oh,
peel fruits, it's a
interesting.
little bit better for me. So I'm not a peach,
Yeah.
and anything that's peach flavored.
Oh.
It's like I can eat a banana. Anything that's banana flavored, I feel like I'm eating a banana air freshener. So it's
Mhm.
like a banana candies are always gross.
Yeah.
Peach iced tea, not for me. Like more so than having a peach without the fuzzy skin on
Huh,
it.
peach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes back
The
to
I
that.
feel like
fuzz.
it's- yeah, I think it's just unnatural too, and you kind of have to rip it a little bit.
little
and
bit.
It's like a little
Yeah.
aggressive,
Little
and you're
barbaric.
like,
Yeah.
Little
My
juicy.
dad doesn't care about anything. So if he was going to brush his teeth and the toothpaste is here, but the bar of soap is here, he would just grab a bar of soap real quick and then use that.
Oh,
So my dad was
wow.
one of those guys who'd come home, and he's a working man. He's an iron worker. And he would open up his work knife and peel an onion and eat it like an apple. And to me, or
Whoa.
he would chalk it into a bowl, pour heavy cream and black pepper, and he would eat it like it was ambrosia from the gods. So, running out, he's a fucking,
Yeah.
like that's the
Yeah.
whole deal.
Did
Yeah.
the breast smell?
He was a dragon.
so he's a
Yeah, yeah.
concoctor.
Yeah.
Would your mom like give him kisses? After
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. They were very,
Oh.
they're very affectionate,
Give
loud.
me, give me
too.
some of that
Oh.
onion.
Yeah.
They would make
So
out.
I-
Like,
So I saw that, and it was like one of those things where I'm not a raw onion guy, and I think it's because of my dad.
oh.
Yeah.
So
That-
cook onions all you want, but as far as a big slice of raw onion, I really pick my spots, just on like liverwurst and
I
shit
feel
like
like
that.
it really has a lot to do with how you grow up and like how advanced.
I think so. Yeah, from
Totally.
what you learn. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to do a couple of rapid fire questions,
Okay.
and you're both
both
going to
of
answer
us.
them if that's okay.
Okay.
How do you take your eggs? You, Moobie.
Oh, over easy.
You're over easy girl the whole way. So you're
Yes.
going to a diner in the morning. Give me 2 eggs over easy.
I used to call them dippy eggs growing up. That was like our thing. Except sometimes a diner makes it a little too watery, so I'll go over medium.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like-
can see that. You don't want any flemminess
I
on the
don't want it
whites.
to be too. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then rye toast, white toast, or wheat toast. If you had your choice at a diner with an over easy egg.
Wheat.
Wheat toast,
Yeah,
buttered.
I grew up
Okay.
always. My mom had us having wheat toast or wheat bread growing up.
Okay. How do
Yeah.
you take your eggs?
Yeah, eggs, I'll go poached.
Nice.
But if it's not my day on a poach, like if I don't have a flick in the wrist, then I gotta go scrambled.
You're a
And
scrambled
I
person.
like it more underdone.
Okay.
So like more like
Like more liquidy.
yeah,
All
not
right, I'm going to stay
overcooked.
with you. Marry, fuck, kill. Pancakes,
Ooh.
French toast, waffle.
Kill French toast.
You're killing
Don't
French
fuck with
toast.
it.
What?
No.
So
it's
now
too
you
much.
have to
It's
decide.
too thick in my mouth.
I think French toast is the one that gets killed more so than ever, but not with you.
I'm killing the waffle.
You're killing a waffle.
I feel like it cuts the top of my gums. It's
Yeah,
hard
I'm
to
marrying
butter.
pancake. More fun with the blueberries in there.
Okay.
And then waffle.
You're banging the
I
hell
guess
out
we're
of a
going
waffle.
to town, yeah.
All right. So you're banging a waffle. You're marrying a pancake. You're killing French toast. You are.
I'm killing the French toast, banging the pancake, and marrying French toast. Because I feel like he's got a little wee 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 action.
What about you?
I would probably put waffle up top. So yeah, so
Waffle up
I'd
top.
marry
Belgium?
a waffle. Yeah.
A little Belgian.
I'm not racist though. Like I'll take it from other cultures. It doesn't
There
really
you go.
matter to me,
Perfect.
Kelly.
We
It's
love
not that
that.
type of show.
Yeah, I know.
Like I don't know. We're
You're
not,
trying to, like, get
we're not
him in
picking
trouble.
sides here.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm learning here.
Right,
I'm
I know.
learning.
Yeah, she was
Trying to come
telling
out.
me.
She came in guns blazing, trying to fucking
Pro-life socialist. What the fuck?
literally.
How do you take your steak when you go to a steakhouse? How do you order your steak temperature wise? And now tell the truth, because a lot of people get shamed. There's a lot of medium and medium well shame out there.
Yeah.
But if that's how you like it, that's
Great.
that's how you
And
like
you
it.
know what? I would do
You caught one.
medium.
Medium, not medium well.
Not medium well.
Okay.
But I guess here's the thing, I'm indecisive as hell. So I feel like if I was at a steakhouse with nice people and everyone was doing medium rare, I just would do medium rare. But
She conforms.
yeah, I'm like, great, who am I?
Right.
I am scared of the chewiness of steak, and I think I guess the rare sometimes it melts in your mouth. But I feel like I've had some medium rare chew factor. I'm scared of choking on it once I didn't chew it enough, so I just go medium. Like a burger, I'll do medium too.
Okay.
Medium rare.
See?
Yeah.
She's one of the real.
Yeah.
No, but I
Just
find
tell
that
me you
I feel
like her
like
better.
I feel like there's some pressure on it, because I started
100%.
medium and I kind of gravitated towards
Mhm.
medium rare. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm ever going to go any rarer than I am now. I eat a lot of raw meat. I eat a lot of tartare.
Yeah.
But one of the things that Spider had mentioned at our last dinner together is he's a medium guy, and he goes out to a lot of group dinners. And one of the things that he hates, and I would hate it for you, is when you're like, medium rare is fine. I'll just go along and eat the more well done pieces. When somebody who takes it medium well, medium rare, takes the fucking medium.
Takes the end
That's-
pieces.
That's great.
That's
That's
rude.
diabolical. Exactly.
Yeah. So especially
Sus.
for somebody who's actually making a sacrifice, not to be like, oh, can you give me a filet on the side type stuff.
Yeah.
So that's an unsung hero.
I feel
Yeah,
like rare's
thank
on
you.
the up though,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Did you see that since she's come in here, I've shifted a little bit. I'm going against you a little.
Yeah, a little bit. I'll tell him, I'll leave.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what do
She's
you-
like, I don't need to compete for this fat old guy's attention. Blah blah. You'll go
Literally,
to.
like, all
I
right,
think
now.
both of you guys will have answers to this almost immediately. What is your go-to drunk fast food order? Who wants to go first?
Literally a Caesar salad wrap, which is really
Is that
weird
a-
because
From
it's
the
her
bodega.
When
shit
you're drunk?
when I'm drunk all the time. If I'm trying to feel skinny, if I'm not, then
But
Taco
when you've
Bell.
given up, when you've given up, you're drunk, you're like, hey, listen,
Yeah,
I'm
Taco
on the
Bell.
road. I've been good. I got my steps in. I've done whatever. And I'm just going to fucking crush myself tonight because I had a couple in me. What are you having delivered from your room? From where and what is it?
Taco Bell, Crunchwrap Supreme, every single sauce on the menu.
Okay.
That's my favorite part.
That's
the
your shit.
sauce. Yeah.
What's
Disco
yours?
fries.
I would
Disco fries at a diner.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do Taco Bell as well. The Dorito one is so
Doritos
good.
Locos type thing.
But I also love like a McDonald's. Like give me some chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
You know.
But also,
and
I
then-
really do get a Caesar salad.
Yeah,
wrap.
like a lot of the time, my bodega is 24 hours. So like if it's 4 a.m., which oftentimes we're coming home drunk out of the cab, Leonard's Deli is bright in my future.
Really?
And
Yeah.
I just like order like a cheesesteak.
in college, you
Right.
know what's random? A lot of pierogies used to eat late night.
Really?
Isn't that random?
I
Yeah.
love it.
Love it. We would put them like all in
I
this
don't
like
have- I don't
big
think I
bucket. Yeah, she didn't live in my house at this time, but we'd put them all in like a big bucket, and then like everyone would come over and you just grab pierogies.
Yeah. Sour
Lo
cream with them?
Of course.
Okay.
Sour cream. And
Fried
I'd add a little
onions?
Frank in there.
Okay.
No.
I
If
like
I
it.
had, I'd have a little chili oil. But
Well,
yeah.
I will tell you guys, in Rutherford, New Jersey, there's an old school art house theater. It's downstairs from an art center. And instead of a snack counter, it's traditional theater, it only has 2 ones. And they always show older movies. So you go and you watch The Godfather, Matrix, Ferris
Love.
Bueller's Day Off. I think
Mm.
my kids wanted to go see Adventures in Babysitting, the first one. Like really old school shit.
Yeah.
But instead of like your popcorn, they have a ramen spot. It's called
Mm.
Temomi. So you go in there, you can get a little
Temomi.
bucket of lumpia, which is like these Filipino
Ooh.
spring rolls.
Ooh.
So now I'm sitting down watching The Godfather 2 and I'm eating spring rolls.
Eating
and stuff.
lumpia.
Best
And I'm
thing
like,
ever.
yeah, by myself,
Yeah.
which I used to laugh at people like that.
But now it's the best
And
thing
that's my
ever.
fucking thing. If you could recommend one restaurant anywhere in the world, you kind of know me and you're going to have to recommend it to me. So I did ask you this question. I'll give you a second to think about it. What restaurant, and I love the fact that you're consulting your notes on this, what restaurant would you recommend I go to?
Okay. In the country or out of the country?
Anywhere. I have
Well-
unlimited resources.
Well,
I don't have
can I
unlimited
give you
resources.
2 then?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so there is a place called the Harry Lemon in Manhattan, but there's also a place called the Harry Lemon in Dublin. I don't know if you've been.
I haven't.
And I had the best lamb stew. I'm a big beef stew girl.
Uh-huh.
It was like lamb stew with side of bread, pint of Guinness. It was like the best meal I've
Really?
ever had. And it was so awesome.
What's it
Just
called now? The Harry Lemon?
The Harry Lemon.
Really? I
And
like that.
there's also, a bar, like a sports bar in Manhattan called the Harry Lemon. So when we found out there was a Harry Lemon in Dublin, I was like, no way, we have to go. Best lamb stew ever. And then to my alma mater, Marist in Poughkeepsie, there's a really cute place called Lola's. And it's like right under the walking bridge in the Mid-Hudson. And they have great wraps, great peanut noodles, and the Red Fox wrap.
It's like a fun little
banging.
deli. I agree.
I would recommend if you're like up in the Mid-Hudson area.
What's
for
in the
whatever
Maris
reason.
Red Fox wrap? That turns me on a little bit.
It's
What is
like,
It's like avocado, chicken, but it's their sauce. They have like it's like a little
sassy
tangy
sauce. Yeah.
it? Sassy sauce.
Tomatoes, lettuce, sassy sauce.
Very
chicken,
fresh.
Bacon.
Really?
Yeah, it's really
Okay.
fresh and good.
What is a restaurant that you recommend to me?
Out on Long Island, Nino's. It's like right on the water. It's really pretty. And the lobster bucatini. I literally, if I could eat the whole thing, if I could put it all in my mouth in once, like I
Right.
would. Right now, like it's like melty, like all together, and like just really pretty views, very clean pours. Except interesting, I got a martini. And I said, "Can we make this a little dirtier?" He put 3 drops of olive oil in it and said, "Our
That's a
Father,
thing
the
now.
Holy Spirit."
Oh, not that.
He christened it with 3 drops.
3 drops of
like,
olive
to
oil. That was the one
represent
random bit.
Trinity? Yeah.
I don't know if he's still there. I don't know.
Olive oil martinis are like a new
huge.
Yeah,
trend.
Yeah.
I wasn't on it.
No.
The olive oil, they wash vodka in olive oil, the whole deal. So I
Mm.
could see, are you dirty martini or clean? What's your cocktail of choice? If I'm taking you guys to a bar, hey, drinks on me. We go to a high end place. So it's not a beer and a shot place.
Yeah,
You have to get a cocktail. I'm a Belvedere martini, up dry, shaken like an unruly toddler. Just a
Love.
couple olives. I don't like anything dirty. Or I'll take a couple of cocktail onions on the side too sometimes.
Do you ever do
Shout
like a
out
lemon
Dad.
twist?
I sometimes do a twist when I'm doing gin martinis.
Yeah.
And gin martinis, I can do 1 or 2. If I'm doing more than that,
What's your
it's-
type of gin?
47 monkeys.
Wait.
47 monkeys?
What a
I heard
fun
someone
name.
order that at the Odeon, and I was like, "What is 47 Monkeys gin?" I looked at that bougie gin, guys.
It's fantastic.
it's-
And it's not the most expensive gin you can get. It is a little bit pricey.
But it
No
is
big deal.
pricey.
I'm doing okay.
No big
You know what I
deal.
mean? But it's one of those things. What's the cocktail I order? You go first.
I would do an espresso martini.
Okay.
It depends on what time of day it is, obviously, but so earlier. But then I would switch to a dirty Grey Goose martini.
Okay.
Shaken.
No big
with
deal.
Olives.
Olives? You're an olive guy?
I don't like them, but I like them in my.
You like seeing them?
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm probably dirty martini. I'm leaning away. I was like, I feel like when I started drinking martinis, I was extra dirty. Now I'm more in just like regular dirty, but I would do a blue cheese
Ooh.
olive inside.
Mhm.
But if like this is like daytime and we're outside, then I'd probably do like a Paloma.
Okay,
Mm.
Paloma.
Cosmopolitans are good too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
light pink.
Aperol spritz. I mean, we can drink anything.
What meal you wish you can get back? Perhaps the person who made it is no longer with us. Maybe the restaurant is closed, or maybe your taste buds have just changed. What's one meal you wish you can get back?
Okay, mine is like technically you could make it again, but it goes back to this time period.
But it's
of
not the same though.
my
is
taste
it?
buds have changed,
Yeah.
and it was such a unique thing that I was trying to explain to Brian Ogden. Shout out. Basically, we would go to. Sorry, I don't know why I had to name drop
Oh,
him.
Ogden's the best. I work with him rough and rowdy. He's one of the good guys. I
He's
love
so
Ogden.
funny. She's like,
Also-
Get him in here,
Ogden.
please.
Brian
Ogden,
Ogden,
some-
get him.
Another person. We would have these lacrosse tournaments, and in between games and soccer tournaments, we had a Memorial Day tournament every year. So I think I'm just like thinking about it.
Huh?
It was a lemon with a peppermint stick in it, and it was called a lemon.
It was so
stick.
good.
Really?
And you would sip the lemon through the peppermint, and it would be this like liquidy, lemony peppermint something in your mouth.
And that's a big memory.
And it was such a memory, and everyone had it, and you would like take pictures with them.
Yeah,
and
like-
for some reason, no one really remembers, but it was like a facade. Like,
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, and
because
if-
there was like no phones at this point, so no one was like taking pictures or
Yeah.
like
But,
posting
but like
anywhere.
every tournament had one.
Yeah, it
And
was
I
also-
think if I had
yeah.
one now, I'd be like, why the fuck am I having a peppermint and a
Right.
lemon?
Also, like so
Yeah.
sticky, and then you'd go and be playing
Yes.
into a game, and like your hands would be
But
stuck on.
back
your
then, it was like every girl 8 to 10 had one in their
I
hands.
fucking love that.
I know.
I've never heard of that. It's
Yeah,
it's fascinating.
so good.
Do you have an answer?
I'm
Her
like-
answer's better so far. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm like
My first one.
negative. I can't think because I feel like when I was younger, I was pickier, so I'm like
Okay.
kind of reverse in that sense. And my grandparents that died, not the chefs.
Oh no, I don't.
of the family.
Yeah, I don't necessarily mean somebody had to have died on this meal. I don't mean to do that.
Like they were.
But that's one.
My grandma Ema's still alive. Great chef.
Yeah, you can think about it and stuff like that. I asked this question: what's the Tim Duncan of foods? People don't like when I explain that question, so I already explained it to you. What's the Tim Duncan of foods for you?
And this is a food that like is versatile. And
It's a food that operates at a very high level, but doesn't get like the press. So everybody knows about chipwiches, but very few people go back to the old school ice cream sandwich. And
Love
ice
those.
cream sandwiches, you guys go for the chicken salad, Caesar salad wrap, but a ham and Swiss on rye with mayo is also a Tim Duncan. Nobody puts it on their fucking.
So like an old reliable.
Yeah, like just the, yeah,
Or like
it's
no
always
one-
there and it's always good.
For me, I was gonna say one thing, but now I'm gonna switch it if I'm thinking about like sweets and cake. Like everyone's going for the chocolate cake, vanilla cake, like an angel fruit cake with
Angel food cake?
pound cake
Yes.
and whipped cream and fruit, even though you're anti-fruit.
That's okay.
So good.
Really?
And my dad, that's his cake of choice for his birthday. And I always get reminded, like, this is underrated, not talked about enough. And it's so, so good.
Yeah.
I would say I'm not asking you out, but if I could take you out for a dessert at any point, I think Ian knows the one that I would do. I would take you for the Basque cake in Chez Fonfon in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, here
Have
we
you
go.
And it's
taken
almost-
Ian?
Yeah, I've taken Ian there, and
Angel?
Ian ordered 2 of them because he didn't.
It was that
I
good.
had
I
spoken
need
up,
that.
and it's just like this small individual loaf of pound cake. It's called the
Obsessed.
Basque cake. They sit it on creme anglaise, which is sort of like the sweetened
Sounds
condensed
so
milk
good.
with this homemade whipped cream on top of it. And I'm telling you, it was
Need
the best
that.
bite of the trip.
I love that. And I also love a cheesecake, like
I
a
love
classic
cheesecake.
cheesecake.
Yeah, and that's a Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
I
Like
haven't
going to
had
an
an
old
angel
school
food
Tim-
cake in so long.
Angel
Yeah,
food
and that's
cake.
Tim Duncan. Do you have one?
Oh,
And
yeah,
again, I'm
I'll-
putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
She prepped.
I like no prep, but I'm like oatmeal.
Oatmeal. Yeah, oatmeal's
Solid,
an old thing. Yeah,
reliable. I
can
feel like I
put
don't need
stuff
it. Or
in it.
fig Newtons. I love
Oh,
fig Newtons.
absolutely.
I'm trying to like think of things that are
They've
like
fallen off the map. I
people-
don't even think they
yeah.
advertise anymore.
What's
so,
why?
so
Like, they're
good.
good.
Yeah.
And they're
Maybe
so,
they don't
so
have
fun
to.
to eat too.
I used
Yeah.
like in preschool, that was literally my snack. Just one, and that's all I needed to
Right.
fuel my little body. Just a
Yeah.
damn.
I'm going to ask you guys collectively. Because you're going to be put to death together, right? Because whatever the thing is, and since you guys are so close, I think if it's like a rage killing, like it would be tough to decide who delivered the final fatal blow.
Mm.
So you both go to prison, you both get sentenced to death, and you're both getting executed on the same day. The night before that, you're having a collective
Collab dinner.
last meal in your cell. You haven't seen each other in a while, right?
Okay.
Because you've found a girlfriend in prison, winds
Yeah.
up that you
Oh,
jumped the fence
let's
there,
go.
but you're
Oh, here we
still
go.
on. So I'm going to drop the lights and I'm going to
So
ask
I'm
you.
still single in prison?
Yeah, you're
Yeah, so
still
now we're
single
in
in
prison
prison.
in
You
a
never
car.
So in
found.
every reality of life.
Yeah, you never found. So you guys are in prison together and you're about to share your last
Okay.
meal. What's the last meal? And you guys can go course by course if you want to. What do you think?
So it is course by course.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, wait.
You
I
two-
think for dinner.
We were literally whispering.
Oh,
into
yeah,
it.
yeah.
exactly. There's no secrets here. Everything's on
I
tape.
think for dinner we should do crab cakes because that's
Two
such
of
our
them,
meal.
and there's
Yes.
two of them.
And like Seattle crab. Like we want the nice crab.
Yeah, I mentioned Seattle.
She mentioned
I literally
Seattle
as
mentioned it. I
one
was
of
like,
those
Kelly and I
places.
went.
That's what turned me on to crab. Didn't like crab.
I feel like also
Really?
when we're always at a restaurant, we like get a salad to share. We get a Caesar salad. Hate to say it, but Caesar
No,
got to be my last
classic.
meal.
Right.
Caesar salad, and then we need a little side, another appetizer. We need something more fun on the menu.
Exactly.
So maybe some kung pao chicken bao bun type deal,
Mm,
or
okay.
Kung Pao chicken in a bao, an steamed bao.
yeah, a little steamed.
I don't think
Or
I've had that.
I think we're gonna need
Very
some
good.
meat, and I'm like, give us that French dip on our last meal.
See, but that's where we're different. That's where, like, in real, if this wasn't death row, sure, I would conform and say, I'll do a French dip today.
Yeah.
I can't.
So
have
what
my
are you
night
gonna
with a
go
French
for? What do you need? More pasta?
Well, wait, I thought we were picking another appetizer.
You can do whatever you want. Like, honestly, Kadick took him almost 35 minutes to get through everything. He's like, by the way, my grandmother made sauerkraut balls. I'd have to have that. I was like, is she still around? He's like, no. I
Sauerkraut
was like, it's going to be tough to fucking, a sausage ball, a stuffing
whipped
balls.
ricotta appetizer. We
Yeah.
always
Ooh, the
love
whipped ricotta.
that.
Big Mediterranean.
A
Yeah.
little bit of
Also,
hot, maybe some
I'm
honey drizzle.
Gonna need a
Yeah,
little
honey's
lamb.
so
Yeah,
good.
Chop.
I don't know why we're whispering.
Yeah.
right?
It's ASMR all of a
It's
sudden.
Secret.
So I'm going to go over right now. You're going to start off with at least the crab cakes. And you said because you both fell in love with them in Seattle. And you said
And we
because
fell
they
in
come
love
in
there too.
twos, right? Because they come in twos, it's perfect. Caesar salad is almost a given.
Yeah.
If you had to divert a little bit, you weren't overly excited about her having the Kung Pao chicken baos.
No.
And you weren't overly excited about her having the French dip. So that's okay.
Yeah.
Right, that those are your things. So if we're going to close off with a dessert afterwards, and you can't get the best cake from Chez Fonfon because they don't support murderers. What would be the dessert that you two guys could agree on to have before we give you the lethal injection?
So much because I'm thinking about food.
Right.
Look me nice.
What do you think? Should we say it on 3? Wait, what? Did I already say it this episode?
You met,
I haven't been here.
imagine she was
Like
listening in the
recently.
control room.
No. I was just like gonna try and use our.
Yeah, telepathy?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I don't think we're gonna get it.
No.
It's a dessert. I didn't know you.
1, 2, 3.
Three.
Souffle.
What?
Oh, okay.
Souffle.
And you're a twin, right? So you think you have that connection? Do you have with
Yeah.
your twin or whatnot?
Yeah, we
so
do.
the whole deal? A
Never in
fucking
my life
chocolate
I've had
souffle.
souffle. Never mentioned souffle. Never want a souffle.
Okay, so we're doing two separate dessert. You're souffle and you're doing the angel food cake.
I would do like my mom's chocolate homemade cake is so good.
Perfect.
I mean, chocolate cake.
I love chocolate.
Yeah.
So we can do a combined chocolate cake.
100%.
I'll do a lava with
But then
you.
why the F did you say
Souffle is
souffle?
basically,
It's beautiful.
it's in there.
Yeah. All right, so in the slot is the show. What else? What else do I have to promote with you guys? Honestly.
Oh, we have a big. Oh, wait,
Oh,
Oh, you can't
I don't know
make
if
the
we can
announcement
talk about
yet?
it.
I will talk. So this doesn't drop for 2 weeks. I don't know if that changes it at all, but please,
it
there's
does
no
change it a
scoop
little
that I
bit.
want on this show. She'd already mentioned that she's pregnant. So that was
Yeah.
huge for us so far.
expecting.
Yeah. So what else do I have to promote?
Our personal pages. So Kelly's
Yes.
is Kelly Trotta. Mine's Maddie Strader.
Right.
Smelly Kelly.
Yep, she
or
goes by
Moobie.
Smelly and I go by Moobie.
Right.
And then we're doing
Our YouTube, MooBtube channel. Throw that a couple looks.
We
We got
have
some
vlogs
vlogs
in
out
there.
there. We try a lot of things. We went to Erewhon. If you're into a little foodie vlog.
Yeah.
By the way, did you do Erewhon?
I have.
What was your thoughts on it?
It's, the same
Yeah, that's
thoughts
what I
everybody
thought.
else. I did the $40 smoothie. I had got, we were out there, Spider and I, for the LA Clash, and
Yeah.
it's fine. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like
It's just
everything
like-
except the bill's bigger, and the people are a little bit more annoying.
Mhm.
Yeah. Fuck
And
it.
their workout sets. We are working on something special that you guys will see coming out, and
I'll
it's
promote it
sort
when
of
it comes out.
based like it's like a how everyone does the shows like Survivor and yada yada. We're doing our own twist on a show that already exists, and it's gonna be really
And it's gonna be really fun. And I don't think that anything in the New York office has happened like this, or like genuinely kind of for Barstool
we're
has
gonna be-
done anything similar in this way.
And we're gonna be
so
the host of it, and we're really hoping that it takes off, and we can like
People-
make it bigger
yeah.
and better every year.
people are gonna be out of their comfort zone.
So-
Hopefully, we
kind
go
of
on
a-
the Cheez It tour again.
It's kind of a teaser then for that one, which I
Yeah.
don't mind at all.
Yeah,
But
perfect.
I'm going to wrap up if you guys are okay.
Yes.
thank
All
you.
right. So, guys, I appreciate you guys listening. Obviously, subscribe to our channel as well. Like and follow anything that you see from You Got to Try This. And obviously, anything you see from Maddie Schrader, Kelly Trotta, In the Slot, Cheez-Its Tour, the big announcement, all that shit. A lot of stuff to look out for. It was a pleasure.
It was such
Thank
a
you very
pleasure.
much for coming
Thank
in
you
last
so
minute. Thank you very much
much.
for coming
Thanks
on.
for, thanks for
Honestly,
including me, guys.
it was perfect. Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week on
Bye.
You Gotta
Bye.
Try This. All right. So that was Moobie. I appreciate, listen, everybody in this office has been extremely accommodating with coming on. Moobie's not here a tremendous amount because she's always traveling and doing other projects. So to carve out some time with me, and obviously Kelly coming in, she's a lot of personality. Kelly comes in, she's pretty unapologetic. Obviously, I don't watch In the Slot because it's not geared towards me, but I find those girls extremely charming, and I'm very, very glad that they came on. I hope you guys liked them too. Before we get out of here, want to hit a couple of topics? Anything that jumps out at you, Ian?
Yeah, before we got to the Moobie interview, we were mentioning food in the Barstool universe and
Yes.
how we need to comment on everything that happens related to food in the Barstool universe.
That makes sense.
Big Cat, on Pardon My Take,
One of the bosses.
Head honcho.
Big show on Netflix. Catch a Pardon My Take now on Netflix. If you don't want to use all the other things, it's on. It's pretty cool to see him there whenever I put on Netflix.
yes,
I get a huge kick out of it. Him and Eric just do such a great fucking job. But go ahead.
and they're on Grit Week right now. They just got
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
Belichick on the show, White Whale, so they're crushing it.
Good for them.
But Big Cat has invented a move, which honestly, only someone who has their own cream team could think of this move.
Yeah.
So he invented the ice cream chaser.
But yeah, I invented the ice cream chaser this trip. It's getting a regular large waffle cone and then a small cup that you can just finish yourself off with.
Cup travels. That's a good move.
Yeah, two different
great
flavors.
move.
You got to go two different flavors. I've been going mint chip, which is like, it's almost like brushing your teeth. I eat the waffle cone, then I brush my teeth with mint chip.
There's a big movement to keep mint in the bathroom. People that don't like mint chocolate chip flavored ice cream. I love it personally.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's so good.
I'm going to eat whatever ice cream I want.
People want mint chip in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, they're saying like mint belongs in toothpaste. It belongs in mouthwash. I'm a big mint fan, and Big Cat's right. You can use it in lieu
Best ice cream flavor there.
of toothpaste.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
well, it's not the best. That's
I
wrong.
don't- yeah.
That's
Also, they didn't have
absolutely
large
wrong. That's-
flavor.
You went too far, Hank.
It's getting a regular large waffle cone and then a small cup that you can just finish yourself off with. You got to go two different flavors. I've been going mint chip, which is almost like brushing your teeth. So now, not only is he getting the cone from the machine, he needs a little cup of a different flavor as a chaser.
Yeah. I jokingly once called him Big Fat instead of Big Cat with Joey Logano because he used to call this NASCAR guy Joey Slogano, which is a huge insult to people who race cars for a living. So to make Joey feel better, I was like, I don't care what Big Fat says, but this is a fat guy move. You're chasing ice cream with ice cream. You're brushing your teeth with mint chocolate chip, or at least considering it. I wouldn't call it brushing his teeth, but he's possibly using it as a little bit of mouthwash, right? Not an amuse bouche, but like a clean up bouche. Um, I mean, I like the aggression out of Dan, and I know he has a couple of kids. So if he goes out with his kids, as we all do, to the local homemade ice cream parlor. The one in Ridgewood is Van Dyke's ice cream parlor. They do a very good job. But even if we go to, any ice cream parlor, I find myself getting less ice cream as I get older. I used to be the dude kitchen sinking it, the octopus challenge down in Hoffman's, sign me up. But I'm now like very content to go one, maybe two scoops and I'm out of there. So perhaps me and Big Cat are at different spots in our lives where he wouldn't be absolutely shitting like a shark if I had a waffle cone in because waffle cones are big for the most part, usually. That's what I would say, right? The folded over, rolled over waffle cone, plus a little cuppy on the side just to clean out the palate. That's overkill. I love his he sort of did the car fries, right? He was talking about that. I don't know if he was first to market in that, but that was something that he always talked about.
Pancakes for the table, steaks for the table.
Yeah.
He's always had these fat guy moves up his sleeve.
Yeah, the pancakes for the table is a great one. Steaks for the table, also a great one. Stuff that I do all the time. I like the road slice. Like if I'm going to pick up pizza, I get an extra slice to have on the way home. I love a road slice. My wife used to keep crushed red pepper in her car just for road slices. So I'm not averse to like being a little bit, slovenly is probably too old of a word for it, but I'm out. I'm out on this. I couldn't possibly handle that much dairy. That's a large thing. That's not a Big Cat thing. So congrats, Big Cat, on having weight. You know what? You should do this. A guy who has 3 to 4 gallons of milk a fucking week can do the ice cream chaser. But unfortunately, it's going to be like I'm in Shark Tank. Unfortunately, Dan, I am out. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's that's one of the only things I don't drink milk with is ice cream.
Oh yeah. Cream on milk is probably a little bit too much for you. What else you got for me, big man?
So we've covered a couple of different types of food themed parties over the last couple of weeks.
Uh-huh.
I think it started with I forget what it started with, but the last one we did was a potato chip like party.
Yeah, it was like potato chip nachos, like different
And
things.
the first
you
one
could
was
put on
the
it.
sandwich party.
The sandwich party. Yeah. Then we had the Pittsburgh thing where everyone brought the cookies, right? The Pittsburgh
The
table or
Pittsburgh
something.
cookie table at the weddings.
Right. Yeah. So we have done stuff like this.
This one might have gone a little bit too far.
What is it?
And maybe it's just the execution of it. But somewhere in San Francisco, they did a tinned fish party.
Okay.
Tinned fish. And this table, I mean, the username is AA Dill Pickle on X, if you want to look at this. But I mean, this is just a disgusting looking table, just covered in smelly looking fish. We need to pick a food and do a party like this the right way here at Barstool.
I will tell you, Ian, that in the same way the Big Cat thing is not for me and it's for you, Tin Fish Party is for me. Like you look at this and I'm looking at the same picture that you do, and it's just like a buffet table that essentially has cracked sardine cans on it. That would be the image that would come up for most people. That pull tab, old school aluminum pull back, and you'd have sardines sitting neatly in a row. Tin Fish has had such a revival over the past 5 years or so. When I went up to that Island Creek oyster farm with Barstool Outdoors, they had a tin fish vending machine. I have a shitload of tin fish at home. Like tin fish has become, it's a little bit behind what jarred sauce has become. When I was a kid, never would never eat sauce out of a jar. Never. And now I'm eating sauce uncooked out of a jar with Joe, with Scott Conant and stuff. So jarred sauce has had its revival because they put very good ingredients in it and they took some time to kind of make it artisan. And that's the same thing that they do with tin fish. So it's not only just like uber salty sardines. You have like, this Ventresca tuna packed in olive oil with chili peppers, or this other smoked salmon packed in a light tomato sauce with capers, or white anchovies with a little bit of vinegar. There are people who take these these tins of fish, they actually warm them up and then put them on bread with a squeeze of lemon and a little bit of fresh parsley. I want all of it. I want all of this. The aesthetics of this table are not that great because everyone's kind of look like they're either diving in or have already dove in. So it looks a little bit disgraceful as far as that goes. But I can tell you right now, I see an open bottle of champagne on the table. You give me a little bit of booze, a little bit of tin fish, a little bit of crusty bread, and then just get out of my way. So I am going the opposite of what I feel about Dan's whatever double ice cream bullshit. And I would much rather Jersey Jerry didn't mean for it to throw out his steaks. Dan does mean that he wants to have all that ice cream. Large means that I would eat this tin fish with people in a heartbeat. I'm a tin fish fan. As a guy who doesn't like it, like I could see this being an absolute turnoff. I don't eat cans of tuna fish anymore. I only eat my tuna fish out of jars because it's like you can't taste the aluminum, but I'm a hypocrite because I'll do these fancy tin fishes out of these aluminum based cans. And please don't come at me and say, well, aluminum or microplastics or any of that shit. I put a lot more shit in my body all day, every day. That's going to kill me. The tin fish isn't going to be the ultimate culprit. What else you got, my man?
I think what if we did a pasta party here at Barstool? Everyone brings a different type of pasta and different sauces, or is there not enough variety there?
Yeah, so pasta parties are sort of remind me of sparrows. Like there's the steam table with the noodles cooked, and the noodles are always overcooked. And then you go down and it's, a vodka sauce that's kind of been sitting there, or bolognese, like all that kind of things. I'll think of one that's perfect. Pasta isn't the worst idea in the world. But I got to think of one that's going to be good for both of us. I don't know what it is. The ones we've had so far, I want. Pittsburgh cookie table, done. Tin fish table, boom. The sandwich thing, the potato chip one, sign me up for all of it. But if you want one that's just new, something that we haven't done before, I'll put a little thought into it. Let's do it. Yeah. What else?
Speaking of potato chips, speaking of Barstool Universe, speaking of Jersey Jerry.
Okay. Jersey Jerry again.
We're back on Jersey Jerry.
He's getting a lot of press on this one for a guy who plays video games.
Yeah, he Venmoed me
undercooks
$1,000.
steaks. All right, good.
He tried chips in his sandwich for the first time.
You don't want any chips in there?
Mm-mm. Chips in the sandwich?
Oh, dude.
Really? No.
Dude, just do one thing.
All right.
So open it up. Open up right there. Just enjoy that. Just bite right into it, and then I bet you'll be filling. Oh. Isn't that good? Little crunch in there.
That's really good. Wow.
You want more?
Mm-mm. Jalapeno too? It's good.
I know. You kind of like, I like just the regular old, like plain kind of kettle cooked chip in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best one you can do. But
really good.
On the golf course.
Where have these people been? Where did they grow up? Jersey Jerry's, how old would he be? I'm not very good at that.
He's much younger than you think. I believe he might only be like 29 or 30.
Okay, so let's say he's 30. Let's say he's 30. And why haven't, is there a culture out there that doesn't, I'm speaking with my hands now because I'm weirded out by this. I've been putting potato chips on everything since the beginning of time. Like, I don't make Rice Krispie treats without putting potato chips in it because I want that salt along with the crunch and the crispy and the marshmallow. I've always put Bobby Flay did the Bobby Flay's Burger Palace or something. And he launched those years ago. And it was like, crunchify your burger and I'll put potato chips on it. And people are like, ooh, how great is that an idea of? And it's, I don't know, it's a tale as old as time. And perhaps because I come from European parents, and if you go overseas, if you're in England, they'll butter a piece of white bread, put some chips in it, crisps over there, another piece of buttered white bread, and they'd have a crisp sandwich where it's nothing but potato chips, butter, and white bread. And I got to be honest, I've had a bunch. I'm usually drunk when I'm eating them, and they're delicious. But I do it all the time with sandwiches in the month. He just forgets. Jersey Jerry can't have been spinning around for 30 years. You're telling me this guy has tried crack and heroin, but has never had a chip on his sandwich? Yeah, I guess it's just different strokes, different folks, different upbringings. What else you got?
Honestly, this is a personal gripe of mine.
Oh, okay. With me? You're airing something out?
Yeah, no, not with you.
Okay.
I waited till the end of the show, obviously, because my food opinions aren't maybe the most tasteful.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm ordering a bolognese sauce,
Oh,
and I think we've talked about it on this show, where I'm a big bolognese guy.
Yeah, you love a good bolognese. You make one?
I don't make one.
Okay.
If I did, I would not put fucking carrots in it.
Okay.
That's my take. Get your fucking carrots out of my bolognese sauce. When I want a red sauce, I don't want orange carrots sticking out, having to like eat around those. It throws off the texture, and it takes away from the meat in the sauce. I don't want carrots in my bolognese, and that's my hill that I'm going to die on.
Okay, so the reason you don't want carrots in your bolognese is because I had asked you if you've ever made bolognese, and you haven't. Every traditional bolognese has carrots in it. Every traditional one. I can tell you, you'll miss it if it's gone because it's not true bolognese. Carrots add a sweetness to sauce that I think is particularly bolognese, because the bolognese is not a tomato sauce. Bolognese uses tomato paste, but it also has broth in it. It has some cream in it. It traditionally doesn't have that deep red. It has the deep brown. So if you're just looking at a meat sauce, I'm totally on board with you. If you're like, I like a marinara, almost like I'm browning ground beef and putting a jar of, the greatest sauce in there, that's a meat sauce. A bolognese needs carrots. But if you don't enjoy carrots in general, they should chop. I don't mind doing this either. I tend to pulse my Trinity, whatever you call it. I essentially make a sofrito. Onions, celery, carrots. I pulse it so it's so fine that when I throw it, almost melts in the pan. So you don't have chunks of carrots like you would in a stew. And that I can understand, and that I agree with you. Sometimes you don't want to have a country-style bolognese where you have big pieces of onion, carrot, and celery in it. Do you feel that way about celery and onion too?
Not so much.
I bet you do about celery.
About celery, I do. Onions is I could take it or leave it.
So out of onion, celery, and carrots, guess which one breaks down the least? And it's carrots. So that's what people will see in the sauce and might be turned off. So you got to have it in there. Fuck you. Don't have it in there big. I agree.
This is why I left it to the end of the show.
Okay.
Because fuck me. I agree with you.
You do.
I'll
Okay.
agree. If you can have carrots in the bolognese,
I will stab you.
As long as I can't see the carrot chunks.
Right.
I'm okay.
That's a little Clemmerish though.
I know.
You can't see it. That's a hang up.
But
do you not eat carrots regularly?
No, I actually don't mind
Okay.
a carrot like on its own. I'll eat baby carrots. Like I'll just pop them back.
But it just seems out of place in the bolognese.
It seems out of place. And I'll tell you this, at Arthur and Sons, I didn't see any carrots in that bolognese sauce. There might have been carrots in there, but I didn't see any like chunks sticking out. And that was one of the best bolognese sauces I've had.
I will tell you, yeah, that was very good bolognese. There was carrot in it.
Of sure,
but he does dice it up fine like this. So you want one that's done. I think sofrito is the operative word here. Like I like having a smooth tomato sauce. When I make my Sunday sauce, I don't want to hit it with the boat motor afterwards because it does stuff that there's seeds in there that you're breaking up and whatnot. So I don't want to hit it with the immersion blender just to smooth out the sauce necessarily. But so what I do is I try to get most of the aromatics and the base of it chopped as finely as possible or pulsed in a food processor to where it almost becomes like a mush. And then that mush has all the flavor in it. Boom, boom, boom. and it cures what ails both of us. Don't take carrots out of your bolognese, but if Ian's coming over, make sure that they're chopped up very fine because he doesn't like the look of them. Alrighty, I like it.
Yeah, you can
I can
keep
respect
the
that.
carrots in the bolognese, but just make me not know. That's like when my
It's like
mom.
hides the vegetables.
That's when I figured out that my grandma made brisket, or I knew she made brisket, but I liked it,
right.
but I never saw her making it. And then one day I walked in the kitchen and watched my grandma making brisket and saw that she was putting ketchup in it.
Uh-huh.
Turned me off completely.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like,
I
what-
can see that.
like-
Like I know people, chicken soup obviously makes the world go round, but a lot of people don't like vegetables. So kids won't eat chicken soup. So you can cook your chicken soup, remove all the vegetables, again, pulse it into a blender, and almost becomes like a saucier, richer bowl that kids will tolerate because they're not tolerating big chunks of, and those are big chunks of celery, carrots, and onions. Again, the same thing sometimes with potato, obviously. So yeah, I can say that I don't mind it. Obviously, I'm a carrot junkie. But to your point, I can also see that you would want it a little bit finer, that it isn't as predominant, at least visually, in the dish. Fair?
We can agree on that.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up. All right, thank you guys so much for listening again this week to You Gotta Try This. Thank you, Moobie and Kelly, for coming in. Yeah, like and subscribe wherever you see us, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anything that we're doing on social, and we'll try to keep this thing coming at you. We have Montague's Gusto dropping. We have a review of Arthur and Sons dropping. So all that stuff will be hitting within the next couple of days. Ian and I are heading down to Charlotte. We're going to be, by the time you read this, we would have already, or listened to this, we already would have been in Charlotte. I'm going to try a couple of different places because I really want to give Charlotte a shot. I didn't like Charlotte the 6 or 7 times that I've been there, but this one I'm going to try to go deep in the weeds. We're starting Friday night with a reservation at a place called Restaurant Constance. So I'll be talking about Charlotte a lot on our way back. And other than that, any food topics you want, send on in. We'll try to talk about them. And we'll try to still get good guests. And we'll see you next week on You Gotta Try This.